California.
You got it.
This one's for three. AJ Hawk, $5,000. USA! USA! USA!
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey!
What?
Let's go!
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pink!
Damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Super Bowl season, Overreaction Monday, January 26, 2026, this sports program begins now.
Football
is the greatest, and we've certainly enjoyed the hell out of this football season that has been up and to the right for the numbers of people that have been enjoying the greatest sport on earth, which is football. And now we find out who the greatest team on earth is. It is officially Super Bowl season as the New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl as underdogs to the Seattle Seahawks. Congrats to both of these teams, franchises, cities, programs, humans, you name it. And it is now an exhilarating time of 2 weeks where most of the conversation will just be about how great these two teams are. Obviously, Seahawks fans, we hope you take it in. Obviously, there was not a lot of hope for your team to be the team that ends up representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. A lot of people didn't even think you were going to make it out of your division. That division is incredibly difficult. What you proved week in, week out was that you were absolute dogs. You go on the road, blow out the Pittsburgh Steelers early. That's how you got on our radar. Okay, we started talking about Seattle Seahawks immediately after that particular game. We go, wait a minute now. Hey, that's a long flight. That's an early game. That's a long flight, early game, tough place, tough state, pounding. We're talking about absolute drumming. Took the soul of the Pittsburgh Steelers and their fan base. Maybe was a part of what led to the firing of Mike Tomlin, actually, whenever you think about the entire reality of the situation that ended up being the Pittsburgh Steelers season. Then you think about them being not only road warriors, but at home, and then the 12 showing back up, and McDonald's culture being a stupendous one. Him and Curt Cignetti have a lot in common whenever I hear them talk ball. Obviously, Cignetti, overseer of things, and McDonald, defensive coordinator, calling the plays, reading everything that's going on. Him and McVay and Kyle Shanahan and whoever the hell the Cardinals hire are going to be an awesome thing to watch for the next 15, 20 years over there in the NFC West. But they have proven multiple times, just yesterday, yet again, that they're the best team in the NFC's best NFC West. And now they're going to have to take on a team that's very comfortable with the spotlight. Team that very much understands the importance of the game is through the Super Bowl. It's where people around the world potentially lay their eyes on ball for the first time ever. Definitely the first game of the season. And who do they see? The New England Patriots with a brand new look. Drake Maye, 23 years old, calling his own shot for the first down to win the game. Calls his own shot at 23. Josh McDaniels, offense coordinator, been there, done that with everything. Has seen every single defense, literally getting a chance to mold a next GOAT. And then Mike Vrabel, the head coach, fired from the Tennessee Titans just a couple years ago, sits in Cleveland on the Brown staff for free, basically. That's kind of, Tennessee Titans still pay me. You know? I'm just going to come up here, hang out. My hometown, I love this place. Love the Browns. It would be cool if the Browns were good. You see them running in practice with Jameis on the offensive side, defensive side, fully invested. Obviously going through so many lippers in that building while he's trying to make the Browns maybe worth a damn. He doesn't get that head coaching job. Obviously, they keep their head coach for one more season. He gets fired. Now he's down at the Atlanta Falcons. So the Cleveland Browns are maybe without a coach. This guy was in their building last year. He was kicked out of the Tennessee Titans building, and now he's going back to the place he's in a Ring of Honor, has made the team incredibly relevant yet again in his own way. Coach Cowher, friend of the program, Yinzer Hall of Famer, actual NFL Hall of Famer as well. He said he spoke to Mike Vrabel, and whenever he was talking to him, he said, defensive coach, young quarterback, kind of Bill and Tom kind of, and Vrabel, yeah. This is different. It's a different area. Did not want the comparisons of the GOAT. I don't think Vrabel is scared of any of those expectations, scared of, trying to build it in the same place because obviously he was a part of building it. But he also doesn't want to just be, hey, we're not Bill and Tom. This is a very different environment. We want people having fun whenever they come to work. We want these guys to come to work. And he's a part of the entire culture every single day in the locker room. It's a special story. A coach in his second year at a place, coach in his first year at a place. There's so many storylines that we're going to have to talk about for the next 2 weeks because the Super Bowl is not this upcoming Sunday.
That's right. No.
It's the following one, which I think because Sunday is technically the first day of week.
That is correct.
Okay, so next Sunday would technically be this upcoming Sunday. So we could say it's Super Bowl is next Sunday.
Yes. Yeah.
But in reality, it's not this upcoming one. It's the following one. Sounds a lot better than next Sunday because for how long that is, two teams getting talked about.
Yep.
And that's one of the benefits of making it to the Super Bowl if you're a fan. Is that everybody on TV has to say, we're wrong about this team. Or, I said earlier, negative things. It's kind of like an answering of all of the opinions Super Bowl week. And these fans, Seattle Seahawks fans, we're happy for them. New England Patriots fans, we're certainly happy for. Mostly because we have one amongst us.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to the talks table at Boston Connor, at Ty Schmidt. Ty, Connor's glowing.
Yeah.
He FaceTimed me immediately after that first down pickup. I was with baby girl Mackenzie, hanging out, having a good time. Huge laugh right into the thing. Just so joyful, so happy, so vibrant, so everything. Waving to Mackenzie, hey, Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. All is right with the world. It does feel like that is kind of your guys' take on this entire thing. And congrats for the next 2 weeks being a holy hell. The Patriots were able to do this thing that nobody else has been able to do twice somehow. That is kind of what we're at the beginning of for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. And what I've realized as I've kind of bounced around this building this morning is it's not fair. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to you, Tony. It's not fair to you, all the guys in the back. It's not fair to them. It's not fair to anybody who's a fan of football. But, hey, sorry, I don't make the rules. Okay, nobody does. The New England Patriots are once again the cream of the crop. And it's not one of those things where it's, hey, this is just a one-off. Maybe in the future, that Mahomes and these guys will be back. No. Maye's 23, Vrabel's in his first year. It is the type of stuff that you envision in January, if you will, but also just throughout the offseason as what would be the perfect season. And this is exactly what you would write down as a New England Patriots fan. Now, it's a bummer It really is. Bo Nix, who knows? Bo Nix goes in there and plays. Who knows how that game goes? But we actually will never know, and it doesn't matter. The Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. The Broncos, unbelievable. Number 2 defense. This is the first team ever in the history of the NFL, the New England Patriots, to win 9 straight and 9 total road games in one season.
Road Warriors.
And
what is that?
It's some movie. I don't know.
Okay, I love it.
Allegedly, who cares? Also, Drake Maye, we hear about this schedule all the time. Drake Maye and the Patriots are the first team ever to beat 3 top 5 defenses in one playoff run. I mean, granted, Seattle would be 4, and that is something that we'll look to. We got a lot of time. We don't have to look to it today. We can look to it tomorrow or the day after or the day after, the day after, the day after, the day after, till next Friday. Right now, we can just kind of bask in the glory that the Patriots brought. I mean, it is awesome, especially the players and the storylines on this team, the kind of the stuff. You mentioned it, Vrabel, cast out by Tennessee, then unwanted in Cleveland. That's one thing. Drake Maye, a guy who after his first year, people still didn't really know if he was good. Number 3 overall pick. Let's not act like he's out of nowhere, but nobody thought he was going to be MVP caliber. He is. Stephon Diggs, washed up. He's not. He just had
that was cool watching him get emotional about that.
Mm-hmm.
Felt like he's really had a lot of buy-in. He talked about Coach Vrabel treating everybody the exact same and having the culture be established very quickly. And then there was a clip from a couple weeks ago where Vrabel actually tells Stephon to shut the fuck up right on the sideline and then talk shit to him immediately. And then Stephon Diggs talks shit back. It's like, what a culture of, I guess you could kind of have the same Indiana University thought of castaways, misfits, whatever the case. Now, they paid Milton a lot of money.
A ton of money.
Reset the market, changed free agency frenzy because he was going to the Carolina Panthers. Think about the Panthers with him, maybe. Oh my gosh. I'm sure they
might be playing next week.
I'm sure they have thought about what that team would look like if they were able to land Milton Williams. Instead, the Patriots overpaid because they had a grotesque amount of money because they were rebuilding entirely basically around a rookie contract quarterback. So they overpay is what people say. Is there any overpaying now that we're sitting here 2 weeks from the Super Bowl? Absolutely not. We got to remember that whenever we're judging some of these offseason moves, that we have no idea how any of it's going to work out. And if you win the Super Bowl, it's the only thing that matters.
Yep.
People talk about the Los Angeles Rams whenever they traded away all their picks and everything like that, won all in, bring in Matthew Stafford, pay people, Andrew Whitworth's coming in, bang, 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 we're doing all this stuff, we're playing. Jalen Ramsey, we're trading in, boom, 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 we're doing all that. They won a Super Bowl, nothing else matters.
Yep.
Like, you blew it for the next, no. Well, we'll figure it out when we get there. We're going to win a Super Bowl, which is exactly what they did. That is how you're judged as an organization. And the Seahawks getting back to, come on now. Schneider pulls the trigger on Pete Carroll, kicks him out of the office. See ya.
Don't want you. Bye.
And I do believe that.
Flexibility.
Thank you. I felt pretty good about that one. I did, because one leg there, not my plant leg. Better balance on my
90
plant
degrees.
leg. Thank you so much. Schneider, though, does that to Pete Carroll, says, hey, we're moving on. Pete Carroll goes on a little bit of a media run where he's like, I wanted my job. They basically fired me. They kicked me out of here. Your immediate thought is, oh, this guy's a super genius. Okay. This guy's got the ownership on his side, so he's super genius, so he was able to kick Pete Carroll out of here. Because something got stale, passing the buck to us. Like, nope, this guy saw the writing on the wall maybe that was happening in his building and said, we need something fresh. Interviewed McDonald and said, well, this guy seems like he's perfect for the place. They build this in an entirely new way. And it's not just the Seattle Seahawks who are doing it in a brand new way. So Sam Darnold, baby.
That's right.
Hey, Sam goes for over 300, 3 touchdowns in the NFC Championship game. In Week 18, whenever they were playing for the number 1 overall seed, there was moments where Sam Darnold could have showcased that he was tight or wasn't made for the moment. Instead, he delivered. And I thought to myself after the last game of the season, whenever they win the number 1 overall seed, I said, Sam, hey, he made some plays in there that I think as a kicker, punter, a person that has been in situations where make you feel a little tight. Like there's certain moments that like you can't just get through if you are not made for the moment. And there was a couple things where he was just casual, it felt like. It's like, wait, this might not be the same Darnold. This might be brand new Sam Darnold. And it looks like it. He's been empowered. Obviously, the play calling is helping him out. Kenneth Walker goes crazy behind him. Being able to run the ball is great. And then their weapons. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba, is he always open?
Man.
And then Tom Brady on the call spectacular. Tom Brady is doing really good stuff in the booth.
Yep.
He is taking it very seriously. We appreciate the hell out of him for doing that. He was talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba's shoulder plane. He's like, what's so good about Jackson Smith and Jigba is his shoulder plane never changes. So you never know or are able to get a beat on whether it's a deep ball or if it's a short or if he's cutting out. He never changes his shoulder plane. Next play, Jackson Smith and Jigba wide open right here. Boom. Wide ass open in the back of the end zone. It's like, well, that's because he thought he was running out. He ends up running the post. That's because the whole thing, it was like perfect timing. Tom Brady breaking it down, but also understanding why he's so good is a cool thing. It's all those little tiny details that separate the great from the good. Now, if you're in the NFL, you're obviously good, but there's things that the greatest do that are just a little bit different, and it feels like Tom Brady's pointing those out. Feels like Tom Brady is pointing those things out, which we respect and appreciate. It was an incredible viewing experience. What a game for the NFC Championship. Let's go to one half of the hammer.
Dahn.
Cowboys, AP Tone. Okay, so where do we sit with the numbers for the gambling? Did we beat DraftKings this weekend? Did the public beat DraftKings? And what, as we project ahead to the Super Bowl, what are the numbers saying there, Tone?
Yeah, so the public went 1-1 this weekend against DraftKings. The Broncos did not win, but they did cover. And so that was a loss for the people there. But everyone was on the Seahawks. They were -2.5. They did win and cover. So they went 1-1 this weekend. And then we opened up Seattle -4.5 against the Patriots. I think that line makes sense, and I think it makes sense that 79% of the public is on the Seahawks. They've watched what the Seahawks have done through this playoff run, and people react to offense, and the Patriots' defense has been incredible, but they haven't scored a ton, so I think a lot of people are reacting to Sam Darnold and how good he's looked and how good the Seattle team has looked, why 79% of it early is on Seattle.
And if you want to not believe in the Patriots offense, there's certainly stats that will justify that. I mean, in that game, Drake Maye only goes for 86 yards to the sky, 65 yards on the ground. I mean, now obviously the weather was terrible, but if people wanted to buy into what you are potentially saying right there, certainly justifiable things on the other side for that entirety. Now, you talk about the Seahawks, this team, on a historic run for the bettors. Seattle is 14-5 against the spread this season. The best record entering the Super Bowl since the 2016 Patriots, who were 15-3. Its cover margin plus 148.5, which is the highest entering the Super Bowl since the 2015 Panthers, who were plus 161. Now, obviously, more games to keep tallying on to the cover margin there, especially if you make it to the Super Bowl like the Panthers did in that particular season. That means nobody really thought you had a chance.
No.
Yes,
That's what that means. That means the books and the bettors thought you didn't have a chance. So if you're covering and beating like that, obviously, you would assume next year maybe you're not going to come out of nowhere for folks, but I have a funny suspicion that as soon as this Super Bowl is over, whether or not the Seahawks win or not, they are not going to be the main topic of conversation.
No.
And the Seattle Seahawks fans know that. I think that's why they're basking in this particular week or 2 weeks of celebration, as they should, and so should that guy. Sam Darnold answered the call there, Con, man.
Yeah, big time. And just watching him kind of outduel Stafford. Like, it wasn't as if the defense for Seattle showed up in a big way. Like, there were some huge mistakes from the Seattle defense, and kind of Sam Darnold almost covered up for him, which is the opposite of what you're expecting damn near, especially with how Darnold had played versus the Rams. But that shootout was one of the better conference title games that we've seen, I feel like, in recent memory. Like, it really did come down to the wire, and that fourth quarter was just basically two long, massive drives, one ending in a great stand by the Seattle defense, and the other, kind of giving the ball back to the Rams, but giving them a massive, field to work with for their defense and make it impossible. Like this right here, that's the whole entire season in a nutshell for Seattle. Their defense basically winning them the game, getting the job done, and then Darnold taking care of the football. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think people are going to really enjoy learning about this Seahawks team over the next couple weeks. A lot of great storylines in there. And then the defense did a sit-down interview and preview of the game, and none of them wanted to talk. Like, yeah, we're not doing a lot of talking. We're not doing a lot of talking. Because I think they feel very disrespected that they're not a topic of conversation in every NFL conversation, which they are not, by the way, until late. There's been a lot of people saying, I didn't know, and a lot of people pushing off the Sam Darnold narrative as, it was justified, which I guess it is, especially after what happened last year with the Minnesota Vikings. Whenever he is with the Minnesota Vikings and they can potentially get the number 1 overall seed and he plays his worst football, it's easy to throw it right down the pipe. Say, hey, listen, this guy did it again. And then for him to show up in a way that he did, happy for him. I'm so happy for him.
Balled out.
Good for Sam Darnold, man, honestly. And now you think about the Minnesota Vikings, I guess they're in the same boat as the Cleveland Browns, who had Mike Vrabel in their building and just kind of let him sit around, chew through a bunch of zins and coach all over the place for free and then get the hell out. Then you fire your coach about 6 months later. Okay. That's an interesting thing. What about the Minnesota Vikings?
Yeah, not good.
Not good.
Not good.
Could they have paid Sam Darnold? They could have, right?
Yes.
'Cause
Yeah.
We kind of know Sam Darnold's money, right? Because it was similar to the Geno Smith offered contract from the Seattle Seahawks that Geno Smith turned down. Sam Darnold took the opportunity to go up to Seattle. We don't know what all the guarantees were, but we think it was in the same vein. And now people are even talking about, like, hey, Sam Darnold this offseason can definitely go to Schneider and say, hey, don't you think I deserve a bit of a raise here? So you wonder if the Minnesota Vikings were able to afford Sam Darnold and bring him back and try to get into contention for the number 1 overall seed again, or did they just think they couldn't afford him? I think that's kind of where, because they definitely could have afforded him, but then what?
And they could have franchised him too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, multiple.
Yeah.
Could
They
have
could've.
tagged him.
Yeah.
Could have had kind of another year for JJ as well, because wasn't that the whole thing with his injury?
That's tough. Every moment that passes gets tougher for that decision to be made because he was in the building.
Yeah.
And you experienced him and you rode the ride. And then whenever it comes time, you're like, I don't know if we can do that at a quarterback. And then some other place says, we got you. They take a bite and say, we believe in you. We think we can build. And that head coach is predicting all of this in his first ever team meeting. It's like, Seattle Seahawks got a lot to be proud of, I think, over there, the way they're running.
Yeah, they're amazing. Not to mention, like, their defense having that kind of entire mindset, and the Patriots defense having the same mindset.
Oh, yes.
Like, they're both these teams are just so similar in the sense of coaching and stuff, but also just the mindset of the entire, like, hey, we've been looked over. People have basically made excuses for why we're good instead of just talking about the reasons that we're winning football games. It's more so about the other story. And, you know, it's the same thing today, this morning. You hear people talk about, like, did Sam Darnold prove it to you? Like, did the Seahawks prove that they can go and win the Super Bowl? It's like, what the hell are we even talking about? We are in the Super Bowl now. And again, that's the same thing with New England. They're going to face that. You only score 10 points. Maye only has 140 total yards. Like, the conversations not being the actual team just feeds into what their entire mindset's all about.
It's kind of hilarious to think that the expectation level of great is like a Hall of Fame expectation. Like, how many Super Bowls they win? I need to hear how many Super Bowls. It's like, well, really good team, though. Like, really, this is really, yeah, but did he win a Super Bowl? It's like, NFC Championship game, he just played maybe his best ball.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't you think that's pretty big? The NFC Championship, probably the most amount of pressure you could feel.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't played in a Super Bowl, right? That's the biggest game. How much more anxiety can you feel in your body because it's a Super Bowl than it is the NFC Championship? So don't we think that would prove that maybe he was able to handle it? Or is it just the Super Bowl is going to come and, the big bright light's going to get Sam Darnold? He just threw for 346 or whatever, 3 touchdowns in the NFC Championship against Los Angeles Rams defense, which is very good. Very good. At home, bang, boom, boom. Putting it in a bucket if he had to, making decisions, checking shit out of it. Obviously had a running back in Walker who not only out of the backfield could also catch the ball. This guy's unbelievable.
Yeah. So good.
He's so much fun to watch. Obviously, Charbonnet goes down. Worry a little bit. Kenneth Walker, a couple years back, I remember him just scoring touchdowns all the time. And then you go back to Michigan State, and it's like, he carried that entire institution.
Absolute dog at Michigan State.
He's a beast. And you start thinking, it's like, wow. This Seattle Seahawks team's special, man.
So good.
It is. And congrats to the Patriots as well.
Hell yeah,
There's other NFL news that took place. And, ladies and gentlemen, there's a new head coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a man who spent his whole life coaching. We're not having him on. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, coach.
He's not on. Yeah, that would have been cool if we would have brought him on right there. Obviously, he's focused on turning around and doing what he has to do for his hometown of Pittsburgh. Now, I did potentially hear about this before it was announced publicly, and I would like to say that we are incredibly pumped for Coach McCarthy. We think he's been a joy to work with here. You know, we get a chance to work with a lot of people, a lot of chances to interact with a lot of people. And what Coach McCarthy did every single week for us was stupendous. I mean, he was prepared, ideas, sending them in. He was going duck hunt with his ribbon-winning dog. And he's like, hey, I'll be up in a cabin up somewhere. We're going to make this work, though. Obviously, we'll do a show. This is what I'm thinking. Watched every game, was very prepared, felt like he was dialed in. And this dude quoted Galileo when he was talking to us that math is the language of the universe or something like that. He dropped that in just a casual conversation. I think what I learned from my experience with Big Mike McCarthy, it's hard because he has a Yinzer accent, and he's from Pittsburgh, and he's a big guy. It's hard not to get the immediate first impression of somebody else that you know that potentially looks like this person or acts like this person or is this person. It's hard not to just get past that first wall. And I'm going to let you know, I've met 1,000 people that sound and look like Mike McCarthy in my life. Literally, exactly. From Pittsburgh. I know this human. I was blown away by how unique Mike McCarthy was whenever it came to speaking about things. I'm very, very appreciative of him joining our show this year. He came to the draft, had notes on the top 100. He was even getting in the middle of reading him his something. All right. He go, what, they're not good notes? I got good notes on these guys. Then he would have the reasoning behind things. He talked to us. He talked to me. I don't remember if it was on air or off air. I think it was on air about how windy days, sometimes on 3rd and long, have a conversation with the quarterback like, hey, if we call a shot, and it's a bad weather, like, hey, arm punt's good here anyways because punter with the wind probably going to be problematic anyways. He would go out with the kickers and punters in the pregame to get the wind patterns. I mean, the little attention to detail things because he's been around ball for so long, and it seems like he's a very observant individual, it feels like. I think he sounds different because he's from Pittsburgh and still talks like a Yinzer as opposed to changing how he speaks. But he's now been the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, the Dallas Cowboys, and now the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, there's obviously something that those three organizations have done right over the long haul of the NFL, and all three of them have said, this guy deserves to run our team, and we put trust in this man to run our team. And I would say after our experience with him, I would trust his ass too. Now, Yinzers aren't happy about this.
No, they aren't.
No.
There's a lot of mad Yinzers, yeah. What we done here? They were saying some stuff. Internet was doing its thing. Comparisons to past head coach, current head coach. Is this kinda? A lot of those. What are we doing here? So we're just going from one mediocrity to the next above mediocrity to the next above mediocrity. And Yinzers aren't even thinking, this is an offensive guy. This guy has a little different mindset. This guy's been in a couple different buildings. Maybe he'll be able to bring a fresh attitude. It seems like his teams do win. Now, the defense getting pounded in the playoffs a couple of years back whenever they had Dak in the best offensive season that he has ever had, rolling down there in Dallas. People kind of forget about that. So you would assume in Pittsburgh, going to have a good defense. What's the future look like? We don't know. But on the offensive side, going to have to get some pieces. Is Aaron Rodgers staying out? Because his relationship with Mike McCarthy? Is he sticking around? Is he retiring? What's going on there? What's the future look like? I don't know. But it's hard to judge, I think personally, a head coach signing day one, even though we have done it multiple times.
Yeah.
Duval. So when there's manure, you put a seed in manure, and it grows through the manure, and then a flower comes. And what we want to do is less thinky, more athlete take over-y.
That's right.
Tell you what, man, we're going to gnaw kneecaps.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to get up, and then you're going to knock us down. Then hell yeah, you got another patella over there. We're going to eat on that thing too. So like day one hirings have certainly been something that we have judged heavily. But I do think every time we have done that, it has gone on to potentially go a different direction strictly because we have no idea what's about to happen behind closed doors. We have no idea who they're going to sign. We have no idea who his staff is going to be. You have no clue any of these things. So I think it is hard, in good faith, even though we do it all the time, to necessarily rule a hiring of a head coach as a bad hiring of a head coach. Signetti, worst hiring of all time. McDonald out there in Seattle, worst hiring of all time. Sirianni, worst hiring of all time. Dan Campbell, worst hiring of all time. Liam Cohen, worst hiring of all time. So it feels like it's hard to judge immediately, but boy, it's fun too, because the things that were being said about Big Mike McCarthy, unless you're his family, obviously, very impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive and good interneting, I would say.
Yeah, the internet was very, very active on Saturday afternoon. Yinzers and Steelers fans, you brought up a lot of good points on why you should like Mike McCarthy and the hire. We loved him on here this year. He was definitely more of a deep thinker than we thought he was going to be. He was always very, very prepared. Offensive guy, all that thing. Great quarterback developer. I think the reason why Yinzers and Steelers fans were so angry was for the point that you brought up, that the reason they've been angry for the last 8 years is because it's, win 9, 10, 11 games or whatever, go to the playoffs and lose. And that's basically the MOs that Coach McCarthy has had recently. Very, very similar records to Coach Tomlin, very similar playoff results to Coach Tomlin. So they kind of thought of this as a lateral move, which is not what they wanted, including me. I mean, I wanted when they first fired Tomlin, I was Shula and Shieldhouse, tweeting about it, making memes, stuff like that, because when we made the change, the fan base wanted something new and exciting, and a lot of people were mad about the process, that they only brought in 3 guys. for in-face interviews, for in-person interviews, everyone out. They did interview Shula and Shieldhouse and Clay Kubiak from the Niners virtually. I heard from some sources that those guys, their interviews were underwhelming, is what I was told. So that's potentially.
Well, that's because they were so bummed out about the facilities.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, that could be. I mean,
no, that's what people on the internet are saying.
Yeah.
People on the internet are saying, well, the facilities are so ass that they just got to kind of take whoever they can get at this point, which is why they signed McCarthy. And it's like, I mean, maybe somebody doesn't take the job because of the case. Remember, we've seen head coaches agree to jobs, get on plane, fly to go to press conference that has been set up for a job, and then think, remember that whole towel dumping situation?
Oh, yeah, disrespect. Yeah.
Turn the plane around.
Yep.
Knack.
So, allegedly.
That guy now.
So there has been, he's back in a good spot. But there is, there is little things like that anytime somebody's taking a job that can certainly sway some things.
Yeah.
So does that potentially go like, oh, I have a hamstring like your James Harden or whatever because you don't want to get the job maybe? Who knows? But it was interesting to hear that you heard, not me, hey.
Correct.
Goes in here and goes out there. So I try to keep myself away from any information that is whatever privy. You don't want it out, don't tell me. Okay, I'm on this thing a lot. So I'm going to allude to it at some point. It's not going to be good. But you hearing that it was, underwhelming or whatever, I do wonder what you're comparing to because all the fans are doing is comparing to Coach Tomlin. Coach Tomlin, like maybe one of the greatest speakers of all time, right?
Yes.
Coach Tomlin is like one of the greatest speakers to ever exist.
Yeah.
Which is why we think whenever he gets in a TV, he's going to be stupid. LaFleur is still the head coach of the Green Bay Packers.
Yes, he is.
Got a new DC, though.
That's right.
Who's that?
Jonathan Gannon, former head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. So let's just say I got a fresh fire in my gut this morning. Would have taken the bus to work had the bus has been running today. But yeah, I mean, I know we're talking about Mike McCarthy. I think you could argue that this is the smash hit home run hiring of this entire cycle. Yeah, head coach, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, you name it.
As DC, he had success.
Yeah.
Correct.
2021, 2022, Eagles DC, 21.4 points per game, 11th in the NFL. That's top third. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Now it's Cardinals, different story.
Yeah, he wasn't calm plays.
But was he a part of it is the question, or is he just eager to get back into the headset to start dialing it up and not having to worry about all the other stuff that comes alongside being a head coach, which we have certainly seen before. McDaniel, by the way, getting introduced with the Los Angeles Chargers, he looks cool.
Always.
He looks so cool. Think about the Los Angeles Chargers colors and gear and everything. McDaniel's got his glasses. He's got
so cool.
Come on.
I think we put this one together. There is I think he did some sort of photo shoot for him as an introductory to the Los Angeles Chargers that they just posted. Chargers social team with McDaniel. I mean, we're talking about some real magic this offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look how cool he looks.
Jeez.
So happy to be in Cali.
Oh, my God. Think about the time he had down in Miami. Remember, he was heading down there, super genius. This guy's the future of the NFL. They hang 70 on this Denver Broncos defense that we just watched not too long ago. 70 of them. They pay Tyreek Hill more money than anybody. That's why Tyreek Hill went down there. He was at the Chiefs, was looking for a bigger contract. Andy Reid and them said, we can't do it. We're so sorry. And he goes, all right, well, get me out of here. He goes to Miami, does the whole thing, gets paid more than anybody, resets the market. They are unstoppable. This guy's the guy. Cool shoes. Tags on him. Joggers, sweet glasses.
Funny.
Swaggy.
So swaggy. Supposed to be the future. It's the next one. Then just completely unravels at the Dolphins. They trade away all those good players. Okay? Seems to be tension that has brewed in the locker room. Is that his fault or is that now he gets another shot to be an offensive coordinator of the other guy drafted in that particular draft class. And if he does well here, he's going to have multiple head coaching opportunities and people saying that it's justified. So whenever you think about McDaniel having a great situation and a setup here, I think Los Angeles Chargers are certainly in that conversation, Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think, a lot of people, like he's obviously a brilliant offensive mind, but I think the big question kind of after they had that hot start and they were doing all the motions and their offense was just going gangbusters against everybody, it was like, does his demeanor really kind of lend to being the head coach of a team? How does that work in a locker room? Well, now there's no questions about that because guess what? You got Harbaugh, who is a supreme leader. Like,
that guy, I mean, yes, he's going to be handling the offensive room and everything like that, but not everybody is kind of marching to the beat of his drum. They're marching to the beat of Harbaugh's drum. So maybe he will flourish in this situation.
I think it's a good match. I can't wait to hear Harbaugh talk about McDaniel and vice versa.
Yeah.
Can't wait for any of that. And on that note, Dolphins hired Bobby Slowick as their offense coordinator. He also interviewed for the Eagles OC job. Shout out to Schefter, who'll be joining us here in a few moments, breaking that news. Eagles offense coordinator thing, interesting situation. Now, Bobby Slowick, a couple years back, C.J. Stroud's rookie year, where he took over and did something that we didn't think any rookie quarterback should be able to do at this stage of ball, with how sophisticated defenses are and how hard it is to kind of adjust to NFL football, especially at the hardest position in the sport like quarterback. We all were taken back by Bobby Slowick, who's this super genius. Got some interviews, didn't take any head coaching jobs, then gets fired from the Houston Texans when it doesn't work out. Now he's back as an offensive coordinator for the Dolphins. Congrats to him. Feels like he was also one of the next super geniuses there. There was a crown put on Bobby Slowick. Now he's down there in Miami. Obviously, also had the Eagles offensive coordinator job available. So what's going on over there for the Eagles? What is going on over there?
It makes no sense, right? Because
McDaniel was potentially in it, but not in it, right? Was his name ever mentioned? I don't recall.
I believe it was, yeah, but I don't know if he ever even took an interview with them.
And there's people like rescinding interview. I know McDaniel did that for the Cleveland Browns head coaching job, which a lot of people are doing, which is crazy. But the Eagles offense coordinator position feels like that's a good job in my mind. But
dream?
I guess you got to deal with the potential stuff from outside you've been watching the last couple years, where maybe it's just part of the culture. I don't know. That's an interesting thing over there in Philadelphia, not having an OC.
Yeah, there feels like there's a couple jobs that would possibly be better than being a head coach at Cleveland. I mean, basically any job there. But as far as OC for a team goes, Philly would be like, you got premier wide receivers, you got a superstar running back, you got a great O-line, and you have a Super Bowl MVP quarterback. Like, where else would you possibly want to draw up your offense? Like, especially for a guy like McDaniel, who's, very creative and things like that. Sure, you might want to go and play with or go and coach Herbert, but when you're just thinking about like a Slowick or really anybody who would hopefully want to get their first head coaching opportunity, Philly would be like one of the top 5 jobs that comes to mind when it comes to just complete offenses. So there has to be something very serious, but not like legally or anything, but serious behind the scenes within the locker room that is wrong, or, not to put anything on Sirianni, but like, would Sirianni be the reason why you wouldn't want to be a coordinator? I don't know.
Yeah, all these things are potential reasons. I mean, I wonder if they just haven't offered it. Like, what if they haven't found anybody they like? And this is a whole, you didn't fire me, I quit type situation that is happening, because Brian Flores signs an extension with the Minnesota Vikings to be their DC if no head coaching roles come. It feels like all the information and news to people is seemingly breaking in a weird manner this year. Like the signing the extension as coordinator if no head coaching jobs come. That's strictly because if you don't get a head coaching job, you would also like to know you're okay and not completely out of the loop, like Nagy.
Yeah.
Matt Nagy, formerly of Chiefs, then the Bears, he was head coach before, then I think the Chiefs before he was with the Chicago Bears. His offensive coordinator role contract, I guess, just kind of ran out. Then it was announced that he's a potential candidate for head coaching roles. Hey, he's getting head coaching opportunities here. And then now they replaced him in Kansas City, right? Is that not what happened?
That is correct.
That's a series of events?
They just kind of go ahead.
So the contracts that are happening right now, are they indicators for who's going to get head coaching jobs, who's not? Like, do we kind of know who's getting what now at this point? Does anybody have a clue? Because there's still a lot of jobs that are open right now.
Yeah, I think the most recent thing I've heard in terms of openings still is that they've basically said that Clint Kubiak basically has the inside track in Las Vegas, and now it's kind of a formality. They're just waiting until now after the Super Bowl to kind of bring him in and wrap that up. But like, we heard the Browns this morning, like, they have all these candidates coming in, and very rarely does it seem like, especially for first-time head coaches, guys are just withdrawing their names. Like, they're turning down second interviews because they don't want to be the head coach of the Cleveland Browns.
My bad. Sean McDermott, we got reported yesterday that he's done for this year. Rap Sheet said that he's going to take a year off, so he's not a candidate. I know Arizona was thinking about it, but it's weird.
I like that he's doing that. Congrats, dude.
Yeah.
Congrats. Take a year, man.
Yeah.
And just kind of take it in. Because, I mean, Coach Pagano, McCarthy, you can have calls with the league each week. They have representatives that do that. Keep you updated on what the rules are, what the officiating's happen, maybe statistics of what's being run, why things are being run. Like, I think the league takes care of the old coaches.
Or like the Doug Peterson thing where you kind of just bounce around to buddies you have in the league and you're, in Cleveland for a week and then you're in Jacksonville for a week. Just that kind of stuff.
You have updates on jobs?
They're just like kind of tea leaves of kind of where guys have been rumored, like the Cards. If it feels like Anthony Campanile is kind of the leader in the clubhouse. He's the DC for the Jaguars.
He's
He's
Paisan,
one of the
Jersey
guys.
Paisan,
Yeah,
right?
he's a Paisan genius. He talks like it as well. Ty talked about Raiders and Kubiak, and then Browns. It was reported this morning that they're meeting with Shieldhouse today, I believe, in LA. So that's kind of where the tea leaves are right now. And then the Bills one, who knows? Who knows what's going to go down?
Phil Rivers has withdrawn his name.
Okay.
What is
Good
he
to know.
doing?
He said, not this year, maybe. He want to take maybe he wants to go bounce around different training camps, kind of see how people are doing, just like we're talking about. Garofalo of the Insiders on NFL Network says Phil Rivers has withdrawn from the Bills coaching search. After his interview, say, I don't think that's for me, actually. Dadgummit.
Not enough room for 2 17s, I guess, in Buffalo.
Well, you think that was a little bit of the issue? Maybe sitting in on the interview, there was some...
belly to belly, maybe.
Yeah.
Got in each other's face a little bit.
Hey, when 17's talked about around here, guess who it's going to be? Me, Josh Allen says. Look at his hand size, brother. And also, guess what I can do? Move. You ever done it?
You think they fought in the interview?
And then Phil Rivers said something so mean, but without any swearing.
Yeah, laced with a couple dadgums.
Yeah, and just sawed him down. And then Josh Allen went right back. Because remember, he was voted best trash talker, most trash talker. Josh Allen was voted
by the players.
Phil Rivers, I assume they weren't doing a vote back then. I think he would have probably been. Imagine if it did just turn into them right in front of Bean and the entire operation. Terry Pagula's in there like, whoa, trying to get a word in, and they're just sawing each other down the entire time. And that kind of turned Phil Rivers.
Let's go settle this on the field. And Phil Rivers out through him.
Did he really?
Yeah, I guess Phil Rivers threw the football like 95 yards.
Phil said, I can't win with this team unless I play.
Yeah, he was like, they brought in Riley Leonard to throw the Hail Mary for me against Seattle, but in reality, watch this, Josh. 90.
Phil, good luck in any future endeavors, even if it's high school coaching or NFL coaching, and your family. I believe there's good luck with everything. We appreciate the hell out of you, Phil. Okay, all these headlines are obviously awesome out of the weekend, but we felt that there's top 5 headlines that need to be talked about separately. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to continue a segment that we started this year. Top 5, driven by Ram. Now, whenever you hit the gas pedal in a Ram truck, it's going to be big, it's going to be powerful, and it's going to sound like this. They're getting back into the truck racing.
They are.
Yeah.
And they've signed their first driver already.
Who?
Smoke Stewart.
Dahn.
Ever heard of him?
Yeah, Tone?
Yeah. Exactly.
I have heard of Tone Stewart.
Bingo.
He was just racing the...
He was racing these drag mobiles. The drag race mobiles.
Funny cars.
The funny cars, yeah. And nothing funny about this speed.
No, there ain't nothing. Over here in eastern Indianapolis, there's actually a track that I used to live by. They used to get after it over there. That's where Tone was. Tone was burning rubber over there, going real fast, quarter mile. How you doing?
It's got wheels. He's driving it.
Yeah, exactly. He's racing it. He's not scared.
Bingo.
Even jet skis, too. I think he said, I'll even do the water. But
What?
Yeah, he's going to be in that Dodge truck. I think it's a good idea to have smoke in there.
I think so, too.
All right, let's get to the top 5 headlines. Number 5, weather is happening. Did we know that the snow was going to be coming sideways over there in Denver? I think Fike told us there's a chance of a little precip maybe over there in Denver. He said, I haven't looked, and it seems like that is covering. There's a graphic covering Denver on the map in the forecast. But boy, this became one of those snow globe games. This became one of those games that will be remembered forever. This becomes one of those games that Adam Vinatieri kicked a field goal in. This is eerily reminiscent of that Raiders game where there was a tuck or a no tuck. And I don't know if either coach had any idea at the beginning of the game. You know, a lot of people talking about Sean Payton going for it on 4th down with a backup quarterback who came out like gangbusters. It was Stiddy City there for a little bit. I mean, he's calling things, he's checking out, he's doing everything. He's calling a tunnel screen, motioning people out. He'd been there, done that 1,000 times, hits a deep shot. Wow, holy hell. I get a FaceTime from AQ Shipley. AQ says, I said he was Joe Montana. I said he was Joe Montana. AQ was all jacked up. He thought he had that was literally because he FaceTimed me and and told me this whole thing. Then on a fourth down, they go for it. They don't pick it up. They don't kick the field goal. Now, granted, kicking it was going to be a problem for both teams this entire evening. A lot of people were asking, did Sean Payton know what it was going to become? Which was an absolute blizzard and snowstorm at Mile High. I assume it was windy as shit. Did Sean have any inclination that the rest of the game was going to be very difficult to score? Or did he have any inclination that the two best defenses, well, I guess you got to add Seattle in there, so I can't just say that. Both these defenses are the reason why your teams are here. Points are going to be at a premium. I think that question can certainly be asked. But as a whole, I don't think we knew that's what that weather was going to be. That was awesome to watch. There's people that hate it, though, Gun Man.
Yeah, of course, and people are always going to hate it, especially if the Patriots are winning. But I didn't think we were going to get this much precip. NFLweather.com, right before the game, I checked it at 2:45 Eastern, and it said there was going to be snow every single quarter. So when the first half happened and there was no snow, I damn near thought, oh, no precip. Fike just lied to us like a jackwagon. There is not going to be any precip. This is just going to be a cold game, maybe a little bit of wind. That third quarter, I don't think anybody expected it to be like that.
Sideways in Sean Payton's eyes, obviously kicking being very difficult, which is why Adam Vinatieri's kick back in the day even more so. I think we should think about.
Yes.
He also has a kick against Buffalo a couple years back that moved a full upright in the middle of the snow. Talk about just being locked in, laser focused, and him being there for all this to happen as they block a kick as well. I mean, special teams defense, not turning the ball over, and huge plays by your quarterback and whenever you need it. Feels like we're back to the good old days with the Patriots. And that leads to number 4 headline. What's the play? Drake Maye.
Oh.
His bootleg bucks the Broncos out of the tournament. Drake Maye called this himself. Nobody else on the field had any idea that he was going to keep this thing himself. Everybody thought it was a run to the right. Drake Maye says, actually, I'm going to keep that thing. And I, Drake Maye, who led the North Carolina Tar Heels in rushing and passing, am going to do my thing to get a first down to win this game. He was mic'd up. NFL Films has Inside the NFL on X, and they're doing it right. Okay, Inside the NFL for NFL Films has been a legendary show for NFL Films for a long time. They have realized what the world is and what they need to be. They've moved strictly to clips on X, and we get this beautiful clip of Drake Maye mic'd up for the entirety of the game-winning bootleg out to the left for the first down in a trip to the Super Bowl.
That's how you do that! 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 That's how you do that!
All right, calm down. Calm down. Yep, we did it. We did it. Yeah, I mean, what a moment for him. Now, granted, how many people did not know that was coming? How many people did know that was coming? Whatever the case, Drake Maye showcases something that they don't rely upon heavily with, which is his legs, and sends him to the Super Bowl. What a moment for you, Patriots con man.
Yeah, that's how you do that. That's one of those plays that will live on in Patriot lore. You know, hopefully we complete the mission next Sunday and go on to win a Super Bowl. When you talk about moments, this is the first playoff win in Denver for the New England Patriots. Like when you think about games in the future, because Drake Maye, Bo Nix, both very young, should have many battles in the future. This is one of those plays that will kind of stamp Drake Maye's not legacy as a whole, but when you think about Super Bowl appearances, yeah, you're going to go back and remember Drake Maye calling his own number and keeping the ball for the first down to win it all.
Unbelievable performance. Can't wait to see the 23-year-old in his Super Bowl. Not this upcoming Sunday, the following one. He'll be taking on number 3 headline, not the same Darnold. We talked about this ad nauseum already. Sam Darnold could have folded in the NFC Championship, and everybody would have been dancing on his grave. Everybody would have been saying, we've been waiting for the pumpkin. We've been waiting for water to find its level. This is who you actually are. But instead, he has a 3-touchdown, 340-plus yard night where he's spinning it all over the place. Jackson Smith and Jigba, obviously outrageous. Cooper Kupp does this thing. Kenneth Walker, more like Kenneth Runner over everything. They're unbelievable. They're fun. Sam Darnold, congrats to you, buddy. That's a huge monkey you get off your back. Number 2 headline coming out of the weekend. Listen, Alex Honnold is must watch. Okay? This is not in Championship Sunday. This was on Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It was supposed to be on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Had some rain. Can't do, obviously, the precip whenever you're talking about climbing glass and buildings.
Right.
They moved it to Saturday. It was windy, but no precip. And my man, Alex Honnold, of Free Solo fame, which obviously won an Oscar and changed all of our lives and how we view everything. After watching Free Solo, we were mesmerized by the fact that this is how some people, this man being the goat of it, spend their full lives committed to this. Working out, training, traveling, climbing things that are seemingly impossible with no rope, with a chance of death at every single movement. I watched for an hour. They said hour 35. I saw hour 31 whenever he got to the tip of this thing. I watched every single moment of it. I just put baby girl down to bed. Perfect timing to sit down and kind of settle in. And I watched this dude scale this. That was the most intense viewing experience that I've had. That's what it's supposed to be when people are doing death-defying stunts. I appreciate the hell out of Honnold doing this. There was a couple obstacles. This is Dragon. I think there was another one, Music Note or something. I forget what they were calling it, that he had to get past. Could have just went around it. Could have just won around it. Any given time, could have won around it. Instead says, I got to conquer this thing. Climbs up these things that are on the corner of this building. Leaps a couple different times. Does incredible upside down shit on the edge of this building. Hangs off it with no arms. Yeah, let me just go ahead and lock my legs up here at the top. 1,667 feet. This is how high this thing is. He's doing this live in real time. I saw a lot of people, trying to downplay a little bit, like, watch Free Solo. All Capitan's the real deal. And it's like, of course it is. And I was very impressed then. My palms were sweaty whenever I watched it. I loved everything about it. This is live in real time. The other option is death. This guy potentially going to die. He gets to the top of the mountain, just like he does every time, takes a selfie. There's people with cameras in his face in the building. Did he know that was going to happen? Him going, wow. There's people right here. Hey, how you doing? I tried to give a high five to about 1,500 feet in the sky. I tried to give a high five to this guy, but he wouldn't put his phone down. Kids with his phones. This is what this dude's saying while he's doing this. Not a care in the world, seemingly. And what they were saying is because how prepared he is. How much he works out. He's got a 10-pack. Saw his house. He's got little training things he does. This was must-watch. This was a very different experience than I've ever had watching anything. And I'm grateful for Honnold. And Netflix, good idea with that entire thing. Now, I'm not sure they knew it was going to be like super tense. I think they might have misread like the vibe that it was going to be whenever he was that high. But on that note, congrats to Netflix on a definite successful live event here on Saturday. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. I couldn't turn away. I could not turn away from this man scaling like fucking Spider-Man. The Taipei 101.
Yeah, and we talked about like when they did the stuff with the Walendas, how that kind of fell flat because there's no stake in it, really. It's like, hey, nothing is going to happen. And while it is highly unlikely that Netflix was going to broadcast him fall to his death, like that is still very much possible. Like when he is on the very top of this thing, an extra strong wind gust comes, and guess what? It blows him off the top, and he's fucking dead. Every time he's hanging on that, and he would take one of his hands off to get a little chalk. Like I just did it here. Like I had to look away. It really is, man. You'd be hard pressed to find something more tense to watch than this.
It was awesome. I'm very appreciative that was happening this weekend. We appreciate that. And the number one headline coming out of the weekend, ladies and gentlemen, happy Super Bowl season. Yeah. By far, number one headline. To talk more about it being Super Bowl season is senior NFL insider for ESPN, friend of the program, Michigan man. Ladies and gentlemen, happy Super Bowl season to Adam Schefter. Shefty,
gentlemen, happy Super Bowl season.
Happy Super Bowl season to you. What does this mean? Obviously, McCarthy gets the Steelers job. We got some jobs going around. Arthur Smith goes back to Ohio State. You got some OCs getting filled. What does Super Bowl season for you entail as we only have one game left of this magical NFL season?
Well, Pat, we got one game and 4 head coach openings. So there's more of an emphasis on the 4 head coach openings right now than the one game that's 13 days away. And obviously it's the biggest game of the year, and there'll be plenty of time to that. But I would think that we would have all these head coaching jobs filled this week, probably sooner rather than later. I wouldn't be surprised if by Wednesday there are no openings left at this point in time.
Okay, so that's all 4 jobs. Is there one domino piece that kind of sets it all off, or are all of these acting individually?
No, I think the candidates on the Raiders and the Bills' radar are pretty similar. We have essentially the Bills feel like they're going to go offense. They feel like they're going to go offense. And it feels like Davis Webb, Brian Daboll, Joe Brady, Grant Udinski. That's what it feels like to me in Buffalo right now. The Raiders, it looks like it could be Davis Webb, Joe Brady's there today, Brian Daboll, like the same names in both places. Now, I would think that obviously Josh Allen's going to be more of a drawing card than the Raiders situation, but if you love Fernando Mendoza, then go take the Raiders job and spend the next decade with him. Like, that's certainly viable.
Rookie quarterback contract. Hold on, Schefter. Can I expand on the Bills and Raiders a little bit here? Rookie quarterback contract as well for at least the next 4 years, maybe 5 years. Let's assume Fernando works out. We think he's going to be generational. Do these two teams know that they're talking to the same people, or when you say this on this show or tweet this, that's when they find that out?
I think everybody has a pretty good idea what other people are doing. Like, Joe Brady's there today. He was with Buffalo over the weekend. Brian Daboll interviewed with the Raiders on Saturday. He's been with the Bills. Both sides are talking to Davis Webb, the Broncos pass game coordinator and quarterback coach today. And I just think that they both know that they're in play on basically similar guys. Buffalo has a former MVP to offer. The Raiders do not. They have the number one pick to offer. So, again, Buffalo would appear to be closer to having a Super Bowl caliber roster right now. So that's kind of those two teams. Cleveland, I think when you look at it right now, Grant Udinski pulled out on the Browns this morning. They've got 4 candidates left. The Commanders' run game coordinator, Anthony Lynn, the former Ravens offense coordinator, Todd Monken, and the 2 guys that I believe this job is coming down to, which are the Rams passing game coordinator, Nate Shieldhouse. Hold on a second.
Hold on. Bills might be making a hiring, actually. They have an MVP candidate. You can mute him, please, Nick. We muted you.
So I think the Browns' job, in my mind, they've got 4 candidates left. And I think it comes down to, in the end, the 2 guys out front are the Rams pass game coordinator, Nate Shieldhouse, and their own defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz. I think those are the 2 choices.
Okay, for the Browns, what's this deal with homework and a quiz and all this stuff? What is going on? There's been reports of their hiring process maybe being a little bit different. Sleeper NFL is all over it. We do not know how accurate it is, which is why we ask you this question. Is there anything different going on at like maybe the Browns kind of interview process than anywhere else, or just people don't want to go to the Browns maybe?
Well, Tone, Connor, Ty, they told me that they had to take tests to come on your show before they could be hired full-time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's typically word on the street with your show, Pat, that you got to pass a quiz. I know I failed the quiz, but you were kind enough to grant me immunity to put me back on the show.
I'll tell you what, I feel like that was a situational failure there more so, and you were just a part of that. If I had to kind of describe the situation more accurately, I would say that. But yes, so the tests, you're potentially saying this is the normal process.
Let me tell you, a lot of teams do a lot of different testing. Now, I think the Browns has been a bit more intensive this cycle. Whether you have homework, term papers, I don't know about all that stuff. But it certainly seems like they are taking it to an extreme. There are teams that do psychological testing, profiles. They do all kinds of things on these guys.
Hell yeah.
But it does sound like the Browns have kind of gone next level on it.
Maybe
it does sound like it.
Sit down.
Exactly.
Worst thing that's ever happened to you. Think about it. Oh, you're already thinking about it. I already ruined your day, didn't I? How are you going to come back from that? Got a meeting right now. Let me see it. Oh, man, it was a bad day. Yeah, but we need you to bounce back on the other side. Is that what the Pittsburgh Steelers did? Tone has a question for you, Schefty.
Yeah, Schefty, I don't know if you've seen on the internet, but Yinzers and Steelers fans aren't exactly thrilled about the Coach McCarthy hire. They kind of said it's a lateral coaching hire. But the big part of the reason is they're mad is because they only brought in 3 in-face interviews. Do you have any insight into their hiring process and potentially how it shook out?
Yeah. The other 2 finalists were Anthony Weaver and Brian Flores. All 3, including McCarthy, were brought to Pittsburgh for interviews. And I think if we go back to Art Rooney's press conference when Mike Tomlin had stepped down, and he talked about the fact that he didn't want to rebuild. And they've got a veteran team. And this is a team that won the division this past year. They won the division. they're not ready to shut it down and rebuild. And so they felt like a guy like Mike McCarthy, who's got the experience he does, who's familiar with grooming quarterbacks, could be helpful either growing Mason Rudolph and Will Howard,
sure,
or whoever they draft, or potentially even helping to lure back Aaron Rodgers. Now, they didn't hire him. They did not hire him to bring back Aaron Rodgers. But I guarantee on their checklist of things like, well, this is one little bonus. He's got a relationship with Aaron Rodgers. And if Aaron decides that he wants to play again, he'll know the coach, he'll know the offensive system, and maybe that will help make Aaron's decision. But they didn't hire Mike McCarthy to bring back Aaron Rodgers. That did not happen.
Okay.
They just felt like, here's a team that won the division last year. We want to maintain our standard. The standard is the standard in Pittsburgh, right? And they were trying to achieve that standard by going and hiring the oldest coach they've ever had. The oldest. Like, they've never had a sitting coach older than Mike McCarthy is right now.
Yeah, and they hire in the 30s. That has kind of been the move of the past since 1979 or 69. 69. So, the organization has hired good coaches for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the past. We assume that Coach Mike McCarthy will do great things because we agree with him. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are going to have to see it. They're going to have to see it. Just like everywhere, you're going to have to earn it. And Mike McCarthy knows that more than anybody. He's from the city. So I think he's excited for the opportunity. I'm excited to see that veteran crew continue to run it back. And we'll follow along on your Twitter account for any breaking news over the next couple of days for these head coaching vacancies. We appreciate it.
It's going to be a busy day.
It's going to be busy what day?
I'm sure there'll be some things today, but again, by Wednesday, I believe the majority of those jobs, if not all of them, will be filled.
Big day tomorrow.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Adam Schefter.
Schefter.
All right, we're back on the other side. There's some drama in college football. Pete Thamel will join us. AJ Hawk will join us. And hopefully you will as well. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life.
But it is great to be down here in T-Town, Alabama. Now, let's do a little history here, shall we? This is, what's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, you're a senior here, right?
That's correct.
And what is your major?
Chemical engineering.
Okay. Okay, have you ever kicked anything before?
No.
Okay, but you said you want to do it, not get somebody else because?
Yes, because I camped out for so many hours with my friend, and I got lucky enough to get picked, so let's go for it.
Yes!
Yeah!
Yes!
All right!
We love that, Gabby. $300,000 if you make this kick right here, Gabby, okay?
Oh, my gosh.
That seems fair.
I don't know what a chemical engineering degree costs, but hopefully that'll help towards it all.
My parents would love that.
Okay.
I'll throw in 200 as well.
He's throwing it to $500,000. All right, Gabby.
Okay.
Good luck. We're pulling for you. 33 yards. All you got to do is make the kick. Good luck, Gabby.
Okay. Thank you.
Any final thoughts?
I love you, Mom and Dad and brother.
Love that, Mom and Dad. Hope you have a good time. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabby Mathis, chemical engineer, senior here at Alabama, will attempt to win $500,000.
Oh! It's come to this, huh? It's come to this. It's come to this.
Gabby, why'd you smack me in the face? Kirk just smacked me in the face. How about this? How about this, Gabby? If Kirk Herbstreit can throw that football through those uprights right there, we'll give you $300,000. Are you okay with that? $300,000. If Kirk Herbstreit can throw it through those uprights, former Ohio State quarterback,
oh boy.
No warm-up, full suit for Gabby. Get Gabby, get Gabby, get Gabby. Congratulations, Gabby. All right. It's getting even more pricey. Kirk Herbstreit, I did not know you had that in you. You son of a bitch.
Oh, that's great.
Gabby, it's for you, your mom, your brother, the whole family. Congratulations, and Kirk. Good on you, man. It was close. Back to you, Reese. Jeez. Way to go, Gabby.
I want a moment. You know, I love the fact that Gabby wanted the experience
The old blue-eyed Buckeyes still got a little sing in this.
The following program is a collection of stooges talking about happenings in the sports world. It is meant to be comedic informative. The opinions expressed on this show do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their boss, or ESPN. There may be some cuss words because that's how humans in the real world talk. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further.
Hey, let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers.
You pig! Stop! Damn it!
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Super Bowl season, Overreaction Monday, January 26, 2026, our tour of the program begins now.
Football
is the greatest, and we are officially in Super Bowl season. Congratulations, and we hope you have an incredibly happy one. The Toxic Table's here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, AP Tony's here. Done. Feels like we're going to have a defensive struggle potentially in that Super Bowl. What's the over-under projected for the Super Bowl right now as we sit 13 days away? It's not this following Sunday. It's the next one, 46.5. That means 24-23 for that thing to cover?
It's a bit high, the way that the Patriots games have been going. Those have been lower, but they've also been in snow in Denver, in snow in New England. And then they scored enough and just dominated the Chargers in the first one. The Patriots defense has been unbelievable. So has the Seahawks. But, I mean, you never know how these – I am very, very eager because you talked about it earlier about weather. And, like, I love seeing the weather in the AFC and NFC championships. One place where we don't love seeing weather is in the Super Bowl. Like, that's the one place where it should be on an even playing field. We need to watch that in San Francisco because that could be a slippy track out there if we get some moisture, some preset.
Yeah, who knows what the weather's going to be out there, I guess, because easy come, easy go. We assume it'll be a great vibe, great electric kind of atmosphere out there as the Seahawks take it to Cali, you know. And when you think about the Patriots traveling out there, it's so crazy that this is 2026.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. Seahawks and Patriots are back. Legion of Boom, Dynasty.
Crazy.
Bill, Tom, Russ, Sherm.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is the guy who's going to have the utmost amount of respect for the defenses that are about to play in this Super Bowl. And does the defense actually win the Super Bowl this year? Potentially. Sam Darnold balls out. Drake Maye might win the MVP. But across the board, it's been a lot heavier hitting on the defensive side. Joining us now is the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers. He's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, Ryder Cup winner. Ladies and gentlemen, A.J. Hawk. Hawker. Seahawks defense, obviously Matthew Stafford is going to be able to do some things. Parkinson, 6'7", too. Did we know that guy is 6'7"? What a monster he is, let alone all the other weapons. Devontae Adams still doing it. Puka showed up looking incredibly cool, always does Puka stuff. And I guess the Seahawks defense is going to get – the Seahawks defense, Patriots defense, this is strength of these teams, A.J. Hawk.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you can watch these games and tell, obviously very different games because of the conditions that they were played under. But yeah, what a fun game. I mean, both of these games were awesome to watch. And Stafford and Darnold kind of going back and forth was cool to see. And anyone that's not a Sam Darnold fan, you would have to feel pretty good for what this guy has done in his career and how he has kind of revitalized everything and changed things in Seattle. But yeah, we're showing these defensive clips. You got to be kidding me. They have so many studs at all three levels when it comes to Seattle. And then, of course, New England, we know that they can do defensively, but they just kept coming, man. Like the Rams had many different opportunities, I guess, to find a way to win that game. And Seattle's defense just said, no, it's not going to happen tonight, not in our house.
I appreciate what you said there about Sam Darnold, though. I mean, he's still got his haters.
Oh, yeah.
He's still got his people that are still waiting and seeing, is what they're saying, until the season is over. I guess that's actually a pretty good angle, you know. I learned that was one against Dak Prescott.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
They're like, we'll see. So you can just pawn off the debate for 15, 16, 17 weeks and say, well, my entire angle is whenever the lights get bright. Well, it's like, well, what are we going to do until, in your eyes, it's an NFL game. A lot of people watching. Lights pretty bright, I think. It's just standard NFL game. Is it for number one seed NFL game? Is it for playoffs? Is it for NFC Championship? What is the thing? I guess you could just kind of pawn it off and only one person can really win each season, so it's not bad. But it's like, for the number 1 overall seed, I thought that was a big night, made some plays. For the NFC Championship, a huge night. He goes for over 300 plus with 3 touchdowns. It's like, I'm happy for Sam Darnold, man. I am happy. And also Drake Maye. Drake Maye, with how young he is, can he do it in a big game? Yeah. I want to see him do it in a big game. That was an argument against Drake Maye this year. And he's having an MVP year. We'll see. We'll see. When will we see? Playoffs. Well, what about what he's doing right now? We'll see. It's like, well, he's obviously able to do it, especially with we're hearing that he calls his own shot for the first down. It's like great storylines coming out of both these quarterbacks.
Yeah, and Drake will still deal with it. I feel like, the schedule thing was one thing, and then every single game, basically throughout the playoffs, it hasn't been about, him taking care of the football and just getting the job done and winning the game and getting the hell out of there. It's more so been about, no Bo Nix, CJ Stroud stinks, and Justin Herbert doesn't have an offensive line. So no matter what, that's going to happen. But when you talk about Sam Darnold, is Sam Darnold like the greatest comeback story in the history of the NFL? Of course, Kurt Warner, American underdog, that is one thing. But Sam Darnold as a top 3 pick to go from the New York Football Jets to this guy seeing ghosts, absolutely stinks, to backup quarterback with the Panthers, to getting benched with the Panthers, to then back up again, then to Minnesota, getting run out of Minnesota, and now in Seattle to, going to the Super Bowl. It's remarkable, his career arc.
Yeah, and him being chosen by this Seahawks team. Okay, this is McDonald saying, hey, we need you. Here's McDonald immediately afterwards about Sam Darnold.
Can't talk about the game without talking about our quarterback. I mean, he just shut a lot of people up tonight, so I'm really happy for him.
What do you think got you to this point? If you could key out tonight, what it took to win that?
Anyway, I don't know if anybody can hear me afterward, but the power of 12 as one is real, Just synergy, people buying in, doing it together.
I love the way this guy has come in there and got the entire city to believe in. Because remember, and I hate that we have to bring this up, but we have to. It wasn't long ago. Other teams were coming into their stadium, AJ. Mm-hmm. They didn't believe in the turnaround, And I think 12s will say, we believed, there was a price for these tickets now. And you know how the economy and everything like that. We just let the Buffalo Bills come in and take over Lumen Field, which has never happened. I mean, the 12s are like historic and legendary. We thought maybe they had lost their fan base. Instead, it feels like they rekindled a relationship with their fan base about how you will love this team. This team works hard. This team doesn't talk shit. And our quarterback is an incredible underdog story. And our coach is a football computer. I'm listening to him talk. He has a lot of Signetti in him. He is a football computer, AJ Hawk.
Yeah, he is. If you remember when he first got hired, a lot of people weren't really sure who the Seahawks head coach was after Pete Carroll. McDonald was almost not in Seattle, obviously, and not in coaching circles, but for the casual fan, he was like an afterthought. They weren't really sure who this guy was. So that's the thing when it comes to hiring coaches. You don't know when you hire a coach if he's a good hire or not. You need to wait a couple years.
Shitty for them, just right for us, is what he said in that first team meeting. Mm-hmm. And it's like he built a team built on that vision. They got a real culture out there of dogs already, and being able to establish it this early in your head coaching, what a run. Vrabel was able to do it in his first year up there in New England.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, H?
I mean, if you think about it, it's really not. With the success that he had in Tennessee early on, the success he had as a player, this guy wins wherever he goes. He's the guy that knows how to build a team and to get them all going in the right direction. Also, having McDaniels there as the OC, that guy is an absolute mastermind when it comes to offensive football, too.
Yeah, Vrabes, what a perfect, football coach.
Yeah.
Sounds like, from the way I appreciate it. Accountability very high, but he's going to be all in. He's all in. He's in the locker room, and he's the chief commander of the locker room.
Yeah.
He's talking to the boys as if he's a guy, but everybody in there understands his resume. Everybody understands what he's been through, and I assume he says things that legitimize him as somebody that can make them be the best version of themselves, which is what every coach has to prove to a player for a player to buy in. That entire locker room has bought into Mike Vrabel, and him screaming, Warriors, what is that? You explained to me earlier, and it was part of
Yeah, Mac
came
Hollins.
in with glass bottles on his fingies, and obviously he was barefoot for his return to the action. He made a couple massive plays.
Awesome.
Congrats to Mac Hollins doing everything he's doing up there in New England. And so he showed up with these on his fingies. I would be worried they'd be stuck forever, because have gotten a finger stuck maybe in a ball before. You never know what's going to happen. Like, I'll bust this thing off of me. He didn't worry about any of that. And then I heard this Warriors thing said, what is this, Connor?
So I'm not sure exactly what the movie references. The movie is some post-apocalyptic scenario.
Classic film from the 70s called Warriors.
And that is one of the main characters. They have bottles on their fingers, and they're yelling Warriors. I know their thing all year was Road Warriors. He yells it right here. I don't know. Yeah, come out and play. That's like from the movie itself. So I know Road Warriors has been their thing, and that kind of maybe led to the movie Warriors itself. When you talk about Vrabel, though, is he one of the most obvious things that was going to happen? Not Super Bowl, but I think we all kind of thought, even before Vrabel got hired, like, hey, wherever this guy goes, they're going to win. And the team meetings are incredible to watch, too. And Bob Kraft kind of, at the end here, gives him a game ball and just gives it over. Him giving basically the team to Vrabel in the offseason was amazing. But don't you guys kind of think, while we're doing the hiring now, especially with the new cycle, like Vrabel was the one we all kind of thought he's going to get the job done?
Ben Johnson was expected.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, New England Vrabel, I don't know how quickly everybody thought it was going to happen. We had high hopes because we think we know him a little better because of your relationship with him. There was no chance he failed up there, huh, H? That kind of feels like Vrabel football in a nutshell.
Yeah, I didn't think there was a chance that he would fail. We didn't know it would happen this quickly, I guess. That, hey, he takes these guys to the Super Bowl year one and has them all buying. It just seems to have we're looking at another Patriots dynasty run here, it feels like.
Yeah, congratulations to the massholes. You were certainly enjoying it all.
Thank you, guys.
Enjoying it all.
Thank you. And I will pass that on as well to everyone else.
I saw Portnoy just laughing at his phone. It's like, this is where we got to live now. Yeah. This is it. Mm-hmm. This is what it is.
Whole new generation, too. Like I think a lot of people were worried about the 1 to 7-year-olds in New England as far as fandom goes when it comes to football. A lot of people won an NBA championship just 2 years ago. It hasn't been that long. You know?
I just got a text. We have some breaking news.
What?
Yeah. This is in the vein of things that we would break, I think.
Okay.
Definitely is. I could tell already.
It's very different than what we were just talking about.
It's in the vein.
It's breaking news.
Journalism. Breaking news. For the first time in 2 decades, ESPN will carry live coverage of the PGA Tour on its flagship linear channel during the Farmers Insurance Open from noon to 3 on Thursday, January 29th and Friday, January 30th, with the opening round broadcast coinciding with Brooks Koepka's return to the PGA Tour.
Okay. Wow.
Brooks! Brooksy, baby!
Hell yeah.
Bringing golf to ESPN on Thursday and Friday. Now, that means we're getting booted.
I was just going to say, okay, so
we're getting booted over to ESPN, too. For good reason, though. Mm-hmm. Brooks Koepka back in the PGA, we are pumped about. We are excited about. We think it's good for golf. We think it's great for golf. And I'll tell you what, if Scotty Scheffler's just going to continue to win every single tournament.
Matter, yeah.
Scotty's just going to.
This guy's a machine.
Yeah.
And then we got Blades Brown now.
Mm-hmm. Look out.
Oh, Blades Brown is about to be a real weapon. This guy's rock, paper, scissoring people on his way down to the green to make a 35-foot putt. This guy's 18 years old. Graduated high school, goes to a Corn Ferry thing, goes to the Bahamas thing, comes over here, drives over this place, goes ahead and shoots a 60, should have shot a 59, missed a putt by about 1/8 of an inch or whatever. Blades Brown is the future of golf, and his name is Blades. I mean, what are we talking about? Is this the one?
Could be.
Is it? Scotty Scheffler is obviously.
We got the
one. We're seeing him. One.
Because I was kind of thinking the same thing, and then all the stats are coming out, and we tend to forget. Scotty Scheffler's not even 30 years old yet, so he's got quite the runway left. So, I mean, we'll see. It was pretty sweet seeing what Blades Brown did, but did anyone go into Sunday thinking, oh, my God, Blades Brown is going to unseat
He's 18, Ty. Hold on, Ty. Excuse me. We're not attacking Scotty Scheffler.
I know. I'm just saying. We got the one. We do got the one. His name's Scotty fucking Scheffler.
You're right, and we are very thankful that we are alive and on microphones during the Scotty Scheffler era.
Uh-huh.
We are very, very thankful for that. We think he is awesome for sport. We think he is awesome for golf. He's also getting a lot more comfortable on the microphone. We think we have noticed over the last year or so, developing into his own superstar and how he wants to handle being the the greatest golfer on earth. But yeah, as soon as Scotty's name is even on the board.
Yeah. Oh, he's winning.
Oh, that's so sick that Scotty's blessing that golf course. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Scotty's playing this weekend. Good for this tournament. They must have some real people running this tournament. They got Scotty. That's how I view it. And it's like when he's on there and out there, which I think he's out there every weekend, he's winning. He's unbelievable. Brooks coming back, though, is good for the Scotty Scheffler legacy because they were starting to have that conversation about like, well, Scotty's not playing against all the best players like the guys in the past have. You know, I'm saying the negative people have been saying that.
Yeah.
Brooks comes back. Potential DeChambeau return, right?
Yep.
There's a potential couple others that might come back from Live to the PGA, which Brian Rolapp, new head of the PGA, kind of extended an olive branch saying, hey, you have this amount of time. If you did this, you can come back to the PGA, but you won't get any equity in the PGA over the next few years. So there is a financial penalty for everything. So I'm thinking Scotty Scheffler's era is awesome. And Brooks Koepka going back to the PGA, great. Starts on Thursday.
Oh, it's huge. Can you imagine a final pairing, Scotty and Brooks, like 18 holes?
Blades.
Like, say they both are, that would be, that's going to be amazing. Yeah, Blades. I don't know.
What?
Maybe he can continue. I mean, the guy is hot. We know that. He is absolutely hot, and I think it's great. Can you imagine being 18 out there competing with these dudes, like threatening to win a tournament?
He doesn't even know what it feels like.
No.
This guy's got no idea. He's just bopping around a golf course making incredible shots. It's unbelievable. He's at the you don't know what you don't know stage of golf, it appears. But also, do you ever know what you don't know? Like, this could just be who Blades Brown is, and we might be getting introduced to a new one. That was fun to follow him this weekend.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, because Scotty's going to be up there, but like having a nice, fun, exciting, almost 59 coming out of an 18-year-old is insane. Brooks playing in this week's tournament. Scotty is not, so the first time that they have a chance to be paired together is AQ's tournament that he hosts, the Waste Management Open, next week, Super Bowl weekend.
Oh,
they'll be in that tournament together, I believe.
Okay, so Scotty's not golfing this weekend?
No.
Brooks golfing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, good news. We'll watch it. Is Rory in any of these?
BCGC tonight, actually. TGL need him to come through. I know BCGC, Boston Common Golf Club. They're going up tonight for TGL, yeah. So I don't know if Rory is as focused with TGL going on.
Okay, TGL certainly taking the world by storm. It is worthy of a watch. I think you will be entertained. There's chips, there's putts, there's things that happen in there that are good golf, and obviously getting a chance to watch them just absolutely nuke one into a screen is a good time. Golf's always going to have that. Let's go to college football. AJ, there's some drama.
I have seen some clips. Yes, there definitely seems to be some drama.
So that boy, Dabo Swinney, head coach of the Clemson Tigers down there, he is a guy who I think has been known as a great football coach, but somebody that wasn't the most pumped for this modern era of college football. The NIL era, the transfer portal era, he very rarely, at the beginning of it all, used it at all. A lot of people were saying Dabo's got no idea what he's doing. He can't coach in this era. He refuses to coach in this era, which is why the Clemson Tigers have kind of fallen out of relevance. Then he dabbles with the transfer portal a little bit, kind of does his thing, understands the business, evolves. I think Dabo's just kind of late to the party, but I do think Dabo's a great football coach, so I think he'll figure it out once he's all in. I just think he was being a bit stubborn about something that was happening around him. Now, on that note, he was being stubborn because he feels like it's not good for the sport. I think he was trying to hold out in hopes that maybe others would. They are not, and even more so, they're going above and beyond, and Dabo Swinney laid it all out to us. Dabo said, let me tell you what's going on in this college football that we're in right now. Everybody wants me to evolve to this college football. I don't want to do this college football. I want to do the previous college football because this college football has this stuff going on. Guy commits, transfer portal's over, signs, contract, head coach of another team is sending pictures of $1 million. Ask him how much a buyout is. How is this not tampering? Who should enforce this? How does this go? And then the coach that's being accused of it hears about it all, goes to his X account, just posts a shark, baby. Obviously, Ole Miss has the Sharks. I do believe that is a part of their entire branding and everything. But a Shark would also be sending text messages to other guys' players with pictures of $1 million saying, hey, what's the buyout to get you out of there? Well, how ironclad is that contract that you just announced that you signed and everybody thought was all over? Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who's going to get to the bottom of it. How normal is this? What are the rules? Who would be enforcing the rules if there was rules to enforce them in college football? Ladies and gentlemen, the authority, Pete Thamel.
Yeah, Pete.
Pete, you look awesome. Thank you for joining us. Did I accurately lay out everything that kind of happened there? And can you give us a bit more detail and kind of where we go from here in this situation?
Yeah, absolutely, Pat. Thanks for having me. So I think the most important part of Dabo Sweeney's direct calling out of Ole Miss and Pete Golding is just how rare it is in the modern landscape. You don't hear sitting head coaches, especially those who've won 2 national titles. I think he's one of 2 guys who's won 2 natties that's active right now. Just get in front of a microphone and lay out, piece by piece, allegations of tampering, giving specific examples of evidence in how the tampering went. That is like the wow in all this. That just does not happen in an environment in college football right now where tampering is par for the course, man. Tampering is first and 10. It is rampant. It is out there. And one of the reasons why it's so rare that coaches call it out is a vast majority of them or their staffs are doing the same thing. Dabo is one of the few coaches whose backyard is clean enough that he can come and say, hey, look, this is happening. This should not be happening. If you talk to Group of 5 coaches, FCS coaches, people like that, I mean, they could give you examples. And what's happened is generally on the landscape, Pat, coaches have become cavalier about this. They have not been careful. Like they used to use burner phones. They used to be,
McDonald's bags. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Cavalier.
And Now it's just as Dabo alleges, pretty blatant. The head coach is texting allegedly the linebacker, who's very good, by the way, in sociology class, to say, hey, come here and here's what we'll do and here's how this will go. So around the industry, Dabo's move was wildly applauded because in general, people want rules, right? Like in general, people want paradigms, guardrails, however you want to say it. People want rules, and they want them to be followed, but college football, as we know, and college athletics in general, have a rich history of rules being made and people finding ways around the rules. And it is the least surprising development in the history of college athletics that this iteration we're in right now has followed along with that, with now the CSC and in the NCAA. People thought it was the NCAA that couldn't enforce the rules, but the reality that we're learning is nobody wanted to follow the rules, so they're not going to until someone forces them to do it. So this specific case, Pat, is going to come to the NCAA. I was told by NCAA officials on Friday that they processed 90 tampering cases in the last year. Now, that could include tennis or ping pong or whatever else. There have been, since the NIL era started, I would say there has been a distinct lack of high-profile tampering cases, considering how rampant it is in the environment. Seton Hall basketball had a case where Kevin Willard, their former head coach, was suspended, and Shaheen Holloway, who's now the head coach there, who was at St. Peter's at the time, they had to serve a couple game suspension each. They do something, but that is the one example where I can recall a sitting head coach in a prominent sport actually serving time for tampering because they were caught that red-handed. So this is going to be a fascinating test case going forward, but let's be real, Pat. Say Pete Golding gets caught here. Say he did what he's alleged and the NCAA finds evidence to charge him. Is that going to stop an environment where I would estimate 90% of the schools are doing some kind of tampering? My guess would be no. So ideally, what Dabo did, people were applauding and they were behind, and there was a wave of enthusiasm for that. But until that changes the reality, I don't know how much of an impact it's going to have.
Thank you for the breakdown. So Dabo Sweeney is a fish trying to swim up a waterfall right now, is what you're saying in the entirety. Certainly morally correct and potentially has the right angle from the entire industry side, but it's going to be tough to change anything with just this one particular case. So sociology, actually a pretty good class to take for studying how this all kind of turns out. Yes. Anyways, shout out to Professor Feather. I appreciate the hell out of you. Sociology was a fantastic class. So you're saying 90% of the people aren't really pressing this type of issue because they got skeletons in their closet doing the exact same thing. So how would it stop? And are they going to go back and punish people once rules are made? Like if there's a harsh punishment to Golding here, who I don't think, does he even know that he did something wrong? He's a very new head coach. This is the world that he was kind of raised in. Him just putting the shark tweet out there, it's just like, yeah, so what? So be it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Like, he doesn't know what the punishment could be.
Move.
What is the punishment that could happen to Coach Golding? And is the punishment going to be strong enough that it stops everybody from doing it? Or how do you stop? Like, what is the right answer here to stop all of it?
So it is not all going to be stopped. I am convicted on that. I do think if there is a punishment to Pete Golding for these allegations, and again, they are just allegations, it could curb or maybe change behavior or de-incentivize that kind of behavior, or they could have third parties do it, et cetera, et cetera. The rare part of this is the allegations are that the head coach was, this direct in the tampering allegations. Now, look, Dabo laid out pretty clear these things. What we don't know is, do they have copies of the text messages, or were those just verbally articulated? Is there actual hard evidence of this? And that's ultimately what it's going to come down to from an NCAA standpoint. Can the NCAA go interview Luke Ferrelli and say, hey, did this actually happen? It is certainly going to be uncomfortable for Ole Miss and Pete Golding going forward. That is certain. Can I sit here watching the impotence of NCAA enforcement for the last quarter century that I've done this and say, oh, they'll get this, they'll just hammer them to the wall here? No, of course not. It just simply hasn't operated that way at any point. So I don't know why we would think this would, be a paradigm shift or paradigm changer. I think there's optimism in the industry. It could curb some behavior or maybe alter some behavior, but I don't know that we're this deep in this pat where it's just, everything's going to go full stop.
Okay, thank you for that update. Sounds very positive. AJ has a question for you.
Yeah, Pete, do you think we will see more coaches possibly doing this, especially if the NCAA does not come down hard on Pete Golding and what they've done? Do you think other coaches might feel comfortable calling other teams out for tampering?
Well, I think that was the point of Dabo doing this, is to basically say, and he even said it, on the record in this. He just said, "Hey, look, we need to do this to save our industry. We need to call out this type of behavior." Usually, what happens in these cases, AJ, is a coach finds out that some assistant recruiting director is tampering, and that coach calls the head coach and says, "Hey, cut it out." And typically they cut it out. That I've heard countless examples of that happening. But look, if you stop tampering, you lose a considerable competitive advantage. And to have 136 of these schools, let's say 120 of them are doing it, right? Do you think all 120 are going to give up their competitive advantage, or they're going to find another way to create the competitive advantage? Now, I certainly appreciate Dabo doing this. I mean, it's from a content perspective and from an idealism perspective, it is absolutely rare. It is honorable what he's doing, and I think it comes from the right place. But again, you cover this industry long enough, cynicism develops. So I can't come on and promise this is going to be the tipping point that changes everything. But it is a fascinating snapshot, fascinating moment in time, and will be very interesting to track. The thing I would caution here, Pat, is right now in the middle of January, everyone's hot and heavy on this story. We do know that the NCAA process for enforcement is reputationally, historically really slow. So could the NCAA process this case with appeals by opening day, September, whatever this year? Historically, zero chance. Maybe they can change. Maybe they can expedite it to make an example. Maybe they can do anything. But remember when Connor Stallions happened, Ty's favorite case?
No,
it broke in November of that year, and people were like, well, they'll adjudicate this by the end of the 23 season. It really didn't get solved until three months before the 25 season, right? It was June maybe when that came out.
You tell us, Pete. Sounds like you were on top of it.
Yeah, right around
Buckeye Pete, if you do recall. You were
Greasy Pete.
Greasy Buckeye Pete. You were an informant for Ohio State, reporting all the terrible news about Michigan as it was unfolding in real time. The block got hot for you, Pete. Block got hot for Pete Thamel. I remember that as you're doing your journalisming. But yes, your point is certainly made. The NCAA takes forever to kind of rule on things. Normally a lot of impedences.
Sure.
There's usually a lot of impedences. Impedance, the effective resistance of an electric circuit or component to alternating current arising from the combined effects of ohmic resistance and reactance. That's a good one out of you. That was a good one out of you.
Of course.
That was.
It was more impotence, not
impotence.
impotent.
Oh, impotence. Oh, like you're not P-O-T.
Yeah,
is
correct.
what you're saying, which is a lack of.
Your swimmers don't work.
Bingo.
Oh.
You're impotent.
Yep.
So you're saying their brain is like the seed of man.
That's right.
Is what you're saying.
The suck.
Got it. Not able to forecast a conclusion.
Bring it home.
Well, Pete, I love the way you're talking about it. I appreciate the hell out of that. And hopefully the impotence of the NCAA is no longer, although it appears as if the accountability remains the same as they all just kind of point to other people having to do this. The government's got to take care of this, actually, because that's got to be some sort of law that they're breaking there, just texting millions of dollars. Is IRS on top of this? That's what they will say. They will say, because they're all scared to get sued, right? Because if you suspend anybody, then you're taking away employment opportunities for these people now. So now the NCAA is scared to death to really do anything because they don't want to get sued by every single person that they do anything to, right? Isn't that kind of a part of it?
Yeah, it's fair to cast this, Pat, as a giant Spider-Man gif.
Oh. Pointing at each other.
Yes. Yep. I mean, it was telling that last week in the Charles Bediako Alabama basketball case that the NCAA said, "Yep, this is why we need Congress's help." Yeah. That was kind of what the statement said. So they don't have a lot of faith in enforcing their own rules. And in that case, quite frankly, the NCAA said, "No, you cannot play." And then they just went and found a judge to say something different.
On that note, Connor has a question for you about college basketball.
Yeah, Pete, can you take us into the nebula of college basketball a little bit here? What is kind of the big storyline? Is it the G Leaguers coming in and kind of playing in college again now? I saw Tennessee's X account actually added the G League's team that player was formerly of. Is that kind of the biggest thing right now? And do you see college basketball being hindered by any of this at all, similar to what Dabo is saying?
Well, Connor, it's nice to be coming to you from the city of champions today here in Boston.
Okay.
You said it, Pete. You said it.
18 and a half inches of confetti falling outside my window here.
That's
good.
Boom!
Said Pete. Well
Boom!
said, Pete.
And none
Dahn
of it is orange.
celebrating the Patriots.
And none of it's orange. They left those in the can, didn't they? Yes.
Can't believe
it's
this
great
team's
to have
in the
you guys
Super Bowl.
back.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. As for college basketball, Connor, a great question. Saturday was one of the best days of college basketball I think the sport's had in recent years. There was just a flurry of electric performances by freshmen all around the country, and it really, as the focus of the nation starts to shift off of college football to college basketball, and eventually after the Super Bowl, it'll be in full force. We're really bracing for an electric college basketball season. This weekend game day is going to be at Kansas BYU. We have AJ DeBanza, pride of Brockton, Mass. I'm sure he's proud of the Patriots as well. He's BYU, likely number one pick in the draft. Obviously, Darren Peterson for Kansas is in the thicket of that conversation. They're going to play each other in Lawrence, but there are 7 or 8 freshmen all around the country that have just delivered and redelivered, scintillating performances. There was one after another. It was almost like an accordion on Saturday afternoon. So I do think while Bediako's situation took up a lot of the headlines and kind of became a cause celeb for a lot of the modern issues, the sport itself is in a pretty healthy place in terms of on the floor product right now. And I'm really excited to see how this is going to push forward and conclude here.
Cause celeb. That was good. That was a good tie-in. Mm-hmm. Hey, it's a big storyline that everybody thinks is a great depiction of the world we're living in currently. Let's go ahead and talk about it. That's a cause celeb. I think I just pieced together the context clues there. Koa Pete, one of those guys going crazy, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Arizona's been a juggernaut. Koa Pete's been electric. Arizona, could have 3 or 4 players drafted. They kind of remind you of like an old school 90s basketball superpower. Michigan's a wagon. They are excellent. Dusty May really has them playing at an extremely high level there. There are 8 teams where you could really easily say and make a compelling national title case. Texas Tech, our friends in Lubbock, Buddy Beach and company, Pat, were fired up for Houston coming into town on Saturday. Game day was there. And
did you go get some meat from Buddy Beach? Did you go get some meat from Buddy Beach?
I did not go to Lubbock this weekend.
What?
But I did. No, I don't travel for game day to start the season. I will in the future. But I would have gone to Las Brisas, Lubbock's finest steakhouse, if I was there. The weather was actually so bad that our crew, Reese and everybody, were planning to go, but they couldn't go. Lubbock got shut down on Saturday. I think some of our crew is actually still in Lubbock from Saturday night.
Godspeed. The weather is crazy, obviously.
Crazy. Weather is crazy.
Yeah. I forgot that you guys get right into college basketball game game day.
Yeah.
I did see the Texas Tech signs and stuff from their basketball setup. I love that Buddy Beach and the boys are still down there doing it for that area. That place loves sports, and obviously they come together behind Texas Tech. It looks like they're in it for the long haul. Speaking of the long haul, not a lot of changes were made, but one big one was made to the college football playoff. Last question for you here, Pete. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Pete, last week we found out that there will be no changes to the amount of teams going, at least for this next year for 2026. 12 teams will be the college football playoff format, but some changes as far as who gets in. So now if you win the SEC, the ACC, the Big 12, or the Big 10, you were automatically in the playoff field. For those that don't know, Duke won the ACC this year, so they would have been in the tournament. And then if Notre Dame is in the top 12, because they are not in a conference, they worked out a deal, and I believe all the commissioners and ADs agreed on it, that they would also be in the playoff if they were in the top 12 rankings for the CFP committee. Is there anything else that I left out, and how did that all come to do?
Tone, good point. So I think that the simplest way to synthesize that is that both Duke and Notre Dame would have been in this field, and Miami would not have been in this field if these current rules were in for 25 as they're going to be for 2026. As for the macro for the sport and for potential playoff expansion, it's a bit of a quagmire, Pat, to use one of your favorite of your favorite words. The SEC and the Big Ten essentially have control of the CFP. The SEC is open to moving to 16. The Big Ten is only open to moving to 16 if there is a ladder within 2 or 3 years to move to 24. Both sides were convicted of this. And neither really moved, and there was never really any significant discussion pushing forward because neither would move off those stances. So it will be interesting to see going forward. One of the Big Ten's big criticisms, guys, is the CFP committee and giving too much to the CFP committee. So how will they handle the SEC now that the SEC has 9 conference games? Is one of the big things in the weeds here that people are going to be looking at pushing forward. So the drumbeat of this conversation will continue. It will likely continue through next season, and come December, we'll be in some beautiful CFP location, and we'll be talking about this on Game Day again, Pat.
Yes, we certainly will, and it feels like dog chase tail for college football. There's always going to be some ripple effect of a problem that's going to come from some other decision that is made. Let's keep it at 12. So they both agree they want to get to 16 right now, but Big Ten wants 24 at least in the next couple years. SEC says 16 is good enough. Okay, shut up. Come on, you two. You're both at we're way too early in this process to be making back-end guarantees on a deal. If you both want 16 right now, we're still evolving. Let's go ahead and get there and then figure out the 24 later. My personal opinion, not that anybody needs to listen. This is just a take on the situation. We are, 3 years into this version of the CFP we're about to be?
Mm-hmm. It's awesome.
We don't need back-end deals being made for progress to be made on something that is still evolving into what it is. That's me. And I love Petiti. I'm sure he has a reason for that. And Sankey, I'm sure he has a reason for that. But it's like, come on, we're not at a... If this was 30 years old and we're trying to lock in something else, like, let's do that. But evolution to make it however they think is better. Not that 16 is the right answer, but if you both want to get to 16, let's not let something that might be 5 years down the road affect something that could change right now and make it much better than it already is potentially. 16 games would be sick. Would that add a champion to the mix? Miami not being in this year would have been crazy, would have changed the outcome of a lot of different things. So hopefully we're able to get it right. The Notre Dame situation, let's talk about it, Pete.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Patrick McAfee. Okay.
Sure.
I am Irish. My father, Catholic. We did not practice growing up, but, obviously Irish Catholic in Pittsburgh is a thing that certainly exists. I understand that what Notre Dame has been able to do as an independent is certainly incredible. I think you have to remain relevant. You have to obviously remain good. You have to be able to be your own entity and not rely on the rest of your conference pals to get deals done and stuff like that. Now, them just automatically getting a bid if they're ranked in the top 12 of the College Football Playoff Committee is certainly attackable for why do we continue to change and bend the rules for this team and university that wants to do something different than literally everybody else? If they want to do what we're doing, tell them to do what we're doing. If they want to make it, they have to join a conference, is what some people are saying. Why are we better? On the flip side, Notre Dame says top 12 is like our auto bid because you guys are giving conference champions auto bid. So if we're top 12, that's our automatic bid, even though we're not in a conference. And then people say, well, get in a conference if you want an automatic bid. Like, that's how you have to work it if you want to earn an at-large bid. I I think if it is going to all come down to how they're ranked, don't you think they're going to have to rank them properly? Like if they beat an ass team by 15, it's like, all right, you're 16th in the country. Because I think the biggest deal with Notre Dame this past year was they were ranked, 10th or 9th or something early. And then all of a sudden for the last one, it gets flipped on its head. And then all of a sudden they're like, we've been ranked above Miami this whole time. We've basically been competing with Alabama for this entire thing. And then you flip us for the last time. I think the College Football Playoff Committee and everybody else is going to have to rank them for what they actually are against the actual teams that they're playing. I think it has to be a little stricter ranking. Do you not agree with that, or do you think that is the only answer? And how do we kind of get through this entire Notre Dame thing without it looking like everybody is just changing everything for one particular institution?
Sure. So from the macro, Pat, like Notre Dame as a brand is really a juggernaut, and they have existed sort of in this unique space for more than a century, and until they are like clubbed to the wall and forced out of it, which would basically have to be by no one scheduling them, they've made it very clear they want to exist in that space. I do think there will be an additional layer of scrutiny on their schedule. Now, look, sitting here in January, it's always hard to say. We just don't know who's going to be good and who's not, especially in modern college football. How much changes in the off season right now, right? But yes, is there oh my God, that's a top 5 matchup on their schedule? Probably not. I mean, the Miami game obviously looks good, and I'm scanning this. I haven't studied this, but I'm scanning it now. Like, they have some very good games, and how Wisconsin and Michigan State and Carolina ultimately end up looking, and BYU, I guess, are probably, is going to determine whether that schedule is tough or not. They do always play a lot of power conference schools. It's funny because Notre Dame for years almost was criticized for playing too difficult of a schedule, because they would come out and play Michigan, and the world has changed and evolved a little bit. So, I mean, they, no one's forcing the CFP to do this, but look, the CFP understands the unique role of Notre Dame. They are a ratings juggernaut. That's a big part of this, right? People care. We're sitting here talking about Notre Dame's 2026 schedule on January, whatever it is. Like, they are part of the star system in the sport. And like nobody came in and said, hey, you need to include them. They're including them because they consider them a vibrant part of the landscape, and the TV partners obviously want Notre Dame in there.
That'd be hard to argue that entire narrative. Notre Dame, obviously a part of the college football season, everybody's college football season. Notre Dame is a part of it. If they want to remain independent, I guess in their eyes, they had a good enough argument to say, hey, we should still get an auto bid if we perform well. I think it makes sense. If they're ranked in the top 10, they should get in there anyways. Like, that's how we should be doing the make it thing anyways.
Yes.
Now there's one at large, so hopefully they'll just do real ranking through it all. Now, AJ has last question for you, because there's a big move happening in Big Ten.
Yeah, Pete, Arthur Smith, the Ohio State Buckeyes, Ryan Day is bringing him in as the offensive coordinator. Is this something that, I guess, that had been in the works? Did you think this was not like a possibility, and how do you think this is going to play out?
I was a little surprised at this, to be honest, AJ. He's not a guy who he was linked to the North Carolina job last year, and he had some time early in his career at Ole Miss, but he's really not a college guy per se. Arthur Smith has always kind of come up through the pro ranks. I think this can be looked at as part of the trend of the professionalization of college sports, where taking these college jobs now have a little bit less of a stigma than it used to, because the recruiting demands aren't what they once were. And if you're going to coach at a place like Ohio State, you are going to have superior talent to a overwhelming majority of your schedule. So he can come in, he can coach Julian Sayin, he can coach Jeremiah Smith, and Ohio State's going to return a really good offensive line. They're going to be very good. So you put yourself in a position to succeed, much like you watched Matt Patricia go and I think completely overhaul his on-field coaching reputation after what happened at the Lions by coming in and leading what was, for a vast majority of the season, the number one defense in college football. Was historically good, up until the end of the year. So I do think some of these high-end college jobs where you're not hauling around for a month, kissing up to some 16-year-old lineman, and really, going through the grind of recruiting. If you can kind of have these jobs where you're gonna sit back, you're gonna be the play caller, you're gonna run the offense, and the everything else can go work around. And AJ, I think this comes to pass because recruiting now is tied to buying players, right? There's really no other way to say it. The facilities don't matter as much. Everything that, like, the players come and they say, how much are you going to pay me? And so that necessitates a lot less text messages, phone calls. A lot of the performative parts are.
Yeah, voice memos, baby. Baby, baby, oh. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
That was when my eyes were.
Yeah, jump in pools, too. Remember you got to jump in a pool with the recruits?
Oh, yeah.
Jump in pools.
That guy decommitted.
Yeah, he left.
You want somewhere else?
You don't even get them.
Yeah, let alone flying 3 hours out of your way in a helicopter. Not that that's a bad life. I'm just saying, taking your entire life, going down, doing a full parade for this kid, doing a whole thing, song and dance, photo shoots, yeah, all the money, and then them going to your rival, literally, saying thanks, but no thanks. We're going to move on. Turns out you don't have to do that much anymore. How much money are you going to pay me? You like me more than the rival? Yeah, I do.
Show me.
This is what we're going to pay you. And some sharks out there will say, it don't matter how much they paid you yesterday. How much can I pay you today? Ladies and gentlemen, that's Pete Thamel. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, Pete.
Thanks,
Thank you,
gentlemen.
Pete.
Go Pats, Connor.
Go Pats. Pete gets it, man. That guy's the GOAT.
I'm really happy for you guys, honestly, getting to experience that. Sounds like there's not a lot of optimism, though, for a couple of the parts of the conversation. Ty, what was your big takeaway there?
Yeah, essentially the NCAA is never going to fucking figure it out. You heard Pete say it. They're impotent. They're shooting blanks. They've essentially castrated themselves. They've sliced their testicles right off because they take so much goddamn time, so institutions don't believe in them. All these college football coaches are essentially looking at him and saying, look at this dickless, ballish bastard. We don't have to listen to this guy. He's impotent. He can't shoot a big load, so why should we listen to him?
That does feel like what he basically said about that at the beginning. Because it is like all these NCAA problems. Dabo Swinney, 8.5 minutes, talks about the entire situation, calling it out. Big time.
Crazy.
Is this thing on? I have some stuff to say.
Good run, really.
Really, yeah.
Sits down. Let me lay out my case here. Okay, as if we are the jury, the people that he is speaking to, and we all watch and go, that's fucked up. That sounds like that's not how it should go. But, hey, Dabo's laying out a pretty good argument here for some scumbag behavior. And then Pete Thamel was like, all the other people are doing it too, basically. That's what he said. They're not the only ones. It'd be 90%. Is that what he said?
Yeah, about 90%. I'm 120 of 134 institutions. You're going to give up that competitive advantage? I don't think so.
Tampering is quite a competitive advantage. We all laugh. Yeah. But that is
the point of it.
That is cheating.
Yeah.
Cheating normally is a competitive advantage, which is why it's deemed cheating and not allowed to do it. And it's like, well, everybody's just tampering now. So everybody's cheating. Is that what you're saying? Not Dabo. Dabo said, there's a window. There's a window. I get it. There's a negotiation. I don't like that I even have to do that now.
Correct.
Okay. But when that thing's done, signed, sealed, delivered, okay, we're ours. That is how this thing goes. Now we got guys, head coaches, might I add you. Head coaches. Sending pictures of $1 million in Brinks trucks coming your way. Hey, coming your way. Coming your way. Holy shit.
You like this?
Could be yours.
Think about some of these college coaches just going, how fucking bored are you at that school? Sending pictures of downtown, sending pictures of team meeting, all that stuff, just constantly working it. Burner phones he brought up. So Golden just doing it from his main phone.
Love it.
Don't need burners anymore.
They don't care. They're not scared.
Yeah, that's what's stupid, though.
Put my name on it.
NFL has the blueprint. Well, why are we screwing around by not just having a legal tampering period like you've brought up a couple times?
Couple big things have gone on, with the Super Bowl contenders being named. Congrats to the Broncos. Congrats to the Patriots. Sorry, beating the Broncos.
And the Broncos for making it that far.
Congratulations, AFC Championship. And sucks Bo Nix got hurt like that.
I wish we could have found out.
Congratulations to the Broncos. And then the Seattle Seahawks getting a huge win. Also, congratulations, because I was lost in the Honnold sauce on Saturday. Gaethje.
Yeah. Holy
Interim lightweight champ against Patty, the Batty. And they're pounding each other. Patty's face.
Yeah, bad.
Gaethje walking out of that octagon. Vastly different. Man. Dude, it's insane, AJ. It was a hell of a fight, hell of a night. He's interim lightweight champ again. And what a beast. He's never had a bad fight on TV, I believe.
No. If you want to watch fight, if you want to see people fight, we see that right there, a little eye poke. But if you want to see people fight, you want to watch Justin Gaethje fight anybody because either he's going to kill somebody or he's going to get killed pretty much every fight he's in.
And Patty said, I'm a scouser. We don't get knocked out. That was tested. Turns out that was true.
Yeah.
Turns out that was
Credit
absolutely true. Sat in there and banged with Gaethje. I guess this is the second time Gaethje's been right on the jaw there. And Patty just looks right back at him. Okay. What's going on? I think good night for Patty, all the way from the entrance to the entire war that they go through in there. Gaethje, though, second time he's interim champ. I guess the first time he wasn't really impressed with it, like the classic, you win the AFC Championship, you win the NFC Championship. I appreciated Vrabel not just throwing that thing like we've seen in the past, like still a good thing. I guess Gaethje, first time he wins the interim title, he's like, I don't want to win this, I want to win a real one. Loses. Doesn't actually enjoy it. I guess now, enjoy the hell out of it. 37-year-old. And on the way out, as he was walking down the tunnel back to his locker room, he said, I wish you didn't have to feel this way to feel that way, but it's part of the job or whatever. It's like him describing what it's like to be in the middle of the arena. Literally, man in the arena, fighting in a cage. That dragon that I assume they're all chasing, the walk into the octagon, the standing and banging, proving your toughness in the middle of it, imposing your will on another dude who is trained. It's like, what a feeling for these guys. I don't have that, want or urge, but I think the guys who do, I appreciate the hell out of them. And Gaethje's it does feel like Gaethje is willing to die in there. It does feel like that is the case. So certainly worthy champion for the UFC. Can't wait to see what Patty does next. And congrats to Sugar Sean. Yeah. Getting a huge win back in the limelight. Obviously, first fight on Paramount. I don't know if I figured it out yet or if they figured it out yet, but they certainly will. And if these fights are going to continue to go the way that these two fights went, and also Big Derek Lewis, knee right to the mouth. Oh. Song Yadong stood in there. Took him down a couple times, too. Thought there was a chance that Yadong was getting that win. Sugar Sean gets a dub. Close. Happy for him. Big Derek Lewis loses. And it looked like he got his face kind of washed, just like a quick little slow shot. Actually lands clean whenever they show the slow motion. UFC provides us slow motion shots of faces moving more than anything else.
The best.
I think they do. So I thought it was a good fight after Alex Honnold dangled from 1,700 feet, AJ.
I know the Alex Honnold thing. I didn't see it live. I watched the next day, so I knew he didn't die. But it was still unbelievable to watch. I sat there and watched it with my kids. They had 5 trillion questions, and I didn't have any answers. Like, why didn't he use ropes? I don't know, because he's awesome and he doesn't need them.
That's his thing. That's his entire thing.
The little rope chalk holder's hilarious. Like, you could easily get a little thing with a little clip probably too, but he's got the little tied rope around his waist.
And watching him tighten it too was cool. I've seen.
He had to pull his shirt out from under it too. Every time he would stop, he had to pull his shirt back down. I'm like, man, this is so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it seems like he's probably been doing it since he was a boy with this exact chalk holder.
Awesome.
Comfortable out there. Obviously can't have much that weighs. There was a guy that knew rock climbing that called a smear technique he used, and then they're canvassing. He did at one point of it, and then just watching it live, it was must watch. Foxy, you and I think watched it live.
Yes.
I don't know. I watched all hour and 31 minutes. It was immediately after Kenzie goes down for bed. I go downstairs. I'm just sitting down basically, and it starts immediately upon me sitting down. I'm like, all right, let's see what this is about. I couldn't look away. This guy's dangling off of a building. And then, obviously we get a chance to hear from him every once in a while. It was a time where he was talking multiple times, where he was talking, they had other people's voices talking.
Yeah.
Can't be doing that. We can't be doing that. We had him in a small screen. He's dangling from a building. Okay, that's what we're here for. Okay, let's make sure we do that. Don't want to judge other people, but there was multiple things that were happening in there where I'm like, I don't think you guys are understanding what we're feeling at home right now. Like, what we're feeling at home right now is sweaty palms. I was feeling sweaty palms yet again when they were shooting down the building.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, shooting down the building. It's the same thing as when I watch Free Solo. It's like, oh my God, this guy's for real. One cramp. What if his finger just cramps? Sneeze?
He's dead.
Sneeze? Anything. You talk about anything that could happen that is out of normal, and it's over. Actually over. It's like, what a thing.
Am I crazy to say it was the most unique live event in our lifetime? Am I being dramatic by saying that?
How old are you?
I'm 31 years old.
Okay, so I don't know when the really crazy stuff was happening. Like Jim Cantor mentioned the guy walking the Grand Canyon. I think that was without a thing. I don't know how long it was.
So. On a wire.
Yeah, I think he was walking on a wire, but I think he was without a.
Yeah.
I think he didn't have
there was something underneath.
Yeah, but I think it was a long time ago. You're talking 20 years, I think. I think long time ago.
That was my biggest takeaway. My biggest surprise is that Netflix did this. They allowed this legally and all of that stuff. I just couldn't believe it. That's why I was so mind blown the entire time watching this absolute animal. And I didn't watch the documentary, so I had no idea what to expect. And this guy made this look so easy. That was the huge takeaway.
And that's and he was casual throughout it.
Yes.
I mean, he was just casual waving at people in the building. Oh, man, they got their cameras out. Good to see you guys. I'm kind of getting tired, he said at one point.
I mean, this part, he kept doing this. I'm like, that's not a flat surface. That's a little like, yeah, I mean, that thing, when he was doing this part, that's what made me the most nervous, honestly, when he's standing up here at the end.
And the guy that's filming for him, shout out to legend Brett Lowell or Lowell.
Awesome.
This guy is one of his closest friends, obviously longtime climbing partner, a member of Yosemite crew is what we learned. I guess there's a Yosemite crew that does a lot of climbing together. He was also a massive piece of the free solo filming. I assume you also have to be of the same ilk to be the film crew, which also shout out to the funicular goats. Funicular is the cable, I guess, that kind of goes up, or the cord, the ropes or whatever it is. So they're the funicular goats as they're bouncing around on cables to get us all the insane shots that there were. That was a good piece of business.
That's a good name.
Obviously, great name. Obviously, I had to Google what funicular was. I had no idea. I thought they were like
makes sense though, because goats are really good at climbing mountains.
They are, and walls, which is what this guy climbs up. Now, there was a couple times you think to yourself, okay, if he falls here because he just hit another landing, maybe he doesn't die.
Right.
Hopefully.
So you get he breaks a leg though for sure. Like there's certainly a bad thing that's going to happen if he slips here. And that's kind of the conversation you're having a little bit. And then you get back into it, and the former NASA scientist is doing a Q&A with somebody that I've never heard of while old buddy's talking to me about not dying.
I can't wait to see how many people watched it, and I hope they do it again. And I don't care what he climbs. He can climb the Eiffel Tower, and that might be so easy to him, but I would love to watch it.
Yeah, and the numbers are going to be gigantic. They have to be. If people knew about it, real time, worth a watch. I don't want to sell something that, we have no affiliation to, and I think, could certainly, maybe second time around, things like that. But the experience was awesome.
It was great.
It was absolutely incredible. I'm very happy they did that. To your point, I can't believe it got approved. Can't believe it got approved. Let's see. Anything we missed so far? No, I don't think so. Last message, what I wanted to say. Obviously, on this particular Monday, we're celebrating two champions, the AFC champion and the NFC champion, who are headed to the Super Bowl. Obviously, Alex Honnold conquering a feat that is insane. UFC champions happening. But what we really want to do as a sports show and as a program is bring people together. That's kind of our goal. And I know we don't always, get it right. I certainly understand that. My mentions, my DMs and things like that, I think everybody kind of feels that. But we believe that sports are the greatest because it brings us all together. And we're excited to celebrate the hell out of that. We hope that the world can emulate what sports are, what sports buildings are, what sports facilities are, what sports stadiums are. And we hope to see more of that in the world as opposed to everything else that is certainly going on. We love sports. We're very lucky to talk about sports. We appreciate the hell out of them. And we hope you, no matter how you view the world, feel welcome and comfortable in our world. The world needs more sports, less division. Let's go ahead and celebrate the shit out of what sports bring us all. We're lucky to do this. We're thankful to do this. And if you'll join us tomorrow, we will be back. It should be a good week of celebrating all that sports happen. The NBA's happening.
Yeah.
The NHL's happening.
Yes, it is.
College basketball's happening.
That's right.
The WNBA's happening. TGL is happening.
Yeah.
And the Super Bowl is just 13 days away.
Wow.
We are so incredibly thankful we get to do this. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change your life. We're in this thing together. Let's never forget it. No matter where you're at, team on me. Team on three. 1, 2, 3. Team. Have a good one. We'll see you tomorrow, ESPN. Goodbye. All right, let's take a break. On the other side, we'll come back and we'll cover everything that we haven't dove into enough. And then maybe we'll try to get home in the ice and snow that is currently sitting outside and will be for the next week because it's negative degrees for the next foreseeable future.
Yes.
It's crazy, Age.
A lot of snow. I don't remember seeing this much snow, honestly. I really don't.
I understand we talked to Fike and we talked to Jim Cantor. I was not paying attention enough, I learned, to the local weather.
Sure.
I apparently missed, and it's 100% on me, don't be like me. Everybody's saying, don't go out. Don't go out. Sunday morning before championship, Sunday, don't go out, don't go out. Everybody was reporting that. I didn't see it. I missed it, 100% on me. I went out. I want to try to get a cake pop for my daughter. She wanted a cake pop, okay?
Yeah.
I went out there. There was nobody out there.
It's great. It's really nice going out with no one out there. I love it. You got a truck.
8, 9 inches of snow on the road in the back roads of Indiana. It wasn't until about 4 or 5 minutes in where I realized, man, there's no way I'm supposed to be out here right now. And at that point, I was pot committed. Am I closer to the cake pop for my daughter, who she definitely wants a cake pop? definitely earned a cake pop.
They always do.
Disney on Ice was incredible the day before. She was awesome going to bed, waking up. She was a sweetheart. She deserves. Wait. DoorDash obviously shut down. That should have been the clue. I'll go, hey, cake pop. This Dasher don't want to go get it. I'll do it. I shouldn't have went out there. I should not have been out there. It was.
Oh, yeah.
Got stuck out there. It wasn't in my truck. I was in wife's car. But truck, I think, would have been stuck too. This shit was. I mean, it was the most snow that Indianapolis had in one day since like 1970 something.
Yeah, a long time.
It was insane, man. If you didn't have some sort of large vehicle, you had no shot of getting through it. You know, and I was just out there. Then I go to Starbucks. They're closed.
Oh, geez.
Weather's too bad. No cake pops.
Yeah.
No cake pops. All the way out there.
Damn.
That's a real conversation with myself. You fucking idiot. You got to be the dumbest. Now I got to get back. Then the roads are going to be worse than they were coming out here.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like me. Pay attention to your shit, okay? That was a bad idea. I'm happy I got back. Happy car's all right. Mostly.
Mm-hmm. Listen.
I mean, you couldn't even. I mean, there was a couple. Drop that thing into neutral, obviously, so we don't have power going to the wheels. Oh, it does not matter.
Nope.
It's fucking really frozen out here. Oh, we're on top of ice. It's not pow-pow. We're ice skiing with a car right now on top of this. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Couple of those.
Yep.
Then like a slowdown. Yeah. Holy fuck, man. How are we getting back? We got to get back now. I saw a couple spots on the road that got me on the way out to the closed Starbucks. Coming back, I had a forethought. I had a vision. Not going to let them beat me again. So I went a different way. Got me again, the same fucking spots. Seems like they had me out.
All those years of training on those hills of Pittsburgh, they got you home.
Exactly. I did feel like Indiana's much easier to drive than anywhere else I've ever lived.
No doubt.
But whenever it's icy snow and you're just on top of it, that's a crazy. You're ice skating with a car.
And it's not going anywhere.
No, for the long haul. Everybody be safe out there. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice that might change their life. Here's me being a friend to you guys. If they say don't go out there, don't go out there.
Sure.
Okay. I didn't know they said that.
Especially in like a Toyota Corolla, don't be going out there.
No.
Definitely. Door Dashers are in a tough spot right now. All their cars, not built for this. But we appreciate what they do. And this weekend, I tried to be like them, and it was scary. And the place is fucking close. I would get no stars.
Yeah.
That's what Mackenzie would have given me. Mm-hmm. I went to my dad and mom's house on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped over there, grabbed cookies from them.
Oh.
Brought it back.
Consolation.
Good pivot.
Made sure, Pap, got this, and Grandma got you.
Yeah.
I didn't want to stolen valor. But on that note, it was a smile, and that's all we needed. Dad almost died trying to get you a cake pop.
Mm-hmm.
Got cookies instead. All right, be a friend, tell a friend something nice. We'll see you on the other side. Goodbye. All right, boys, I gotta go do this bullshit Zoom. Yeah.
We're muted. It feels like this guy's got a lot of energy and no fucking idea what he's talking about.
It's nice. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. We're muted, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Hello, brother. Thank you for making time this morning. I can't wait to hear what you're pitching, man. I can't wait to hear about it.
First and foremost, huge fan, Mr. McAfee. I know you're busy. I'll get right to the point. As a company that prides itself on being on the bleeding edge of our industry, we want to be in the Pat McAfee business.
Okay.
We believe we have the bandwidth, externally and internally, to take the existing Pat McAfee brand and make it the most sought-after property in media with simple, actionable items that we'll achieve by thinking outside the box, just like you would, Mr. McAfee.
Yeah, you nailed it. I think, it's McAfee. You know that?
Like the antivirus?
Yes, but they're not just an antivirus. They're a scam detection, fraud detection. They're a safe surfing provider. And they'll secure your network whenever you're on public Wi-Fi. And yes, it's McAfee, not McAfee. And they're the greatest tag team partner for anybody in the digital space. What the fuck?
It's more than an antivirus, and we love that. It's more than an antivirus, they have no back.
Happy New Year. Okay, listen, 2026 is going to be your greatest year, but it's also going to be your safest year digitally because you are going to download the McAfee app that looks just like this. Boom! Once you download the app, bang! You sign up. McAfee will automatically check your system if it's safe, check your Wi-Fi if it's safe, and they'll see if there's been any breaches of your name out there in the deep, scary web.
I'm the government, you see? You better pay me. I'm the DMV. I need your social security number. The IRS. Just click that's me. You better click the link. You better send me money. If you don't, you're going to jail. Click it.
That's the one you're looking for. The scam detector. All you do is click that button, and then it'll take you to a page where you either screenshot a message that you received, or you copy and paste and put it in here, and it'll let you know if it's a scam or not. Or click this button right here and enable an automatic scam detection for scams in your emails and your text messages. Basically, this app and this page is about to save you and your digital self for all of 2026 and beyond. McAfee, more than...
Jack, you got anything to say to the team here?
Oh, man, you guys keep crushing and firing everybody up. It's bigger than you guys, and you guys are the friggin' best.
Boom.
Thank you, Jack.
That's amazing.
Yes.
God damn, I needed that.
I got back in shape. I think the best shape of my life. I felt like I just throw people through walls. Oh, shit. What's happening? What is this?
What the fuck is this?
We interrupt your regular programming with breaking news.
We have reports of a UAP approaching Indianapolis. They have messaged to officials they are coming to take over the world.
Government agencies have been alerted that they plan to land and activate Earth's Armageddon switch.
This is literally the scariest situation imaginable, a true doomsday scenario. Please stay calm, seek shelter immediately, and pray to whatever God or higher power you believe in.
What is that?
What? Landed here?
I think Indianapolis. What? So that can't be.
We gotta go find these motherfuckers.
Yeah?
That's what we need to do.
I think it sounds like something you should do with Jack Carr. Yeah. I don't know. We need to.
Let's go. Come on. Let's go.
All right, well, let's go. Yeah. Let's... Fuck these pieces of shit.
Let's get them.
Oh, there it is. That motherfucker. It's here. It's here.
It's the button.
Yeah, it is. Oh.
Hey, do you have a rifle?
No, I got something better. Jack, I've been saving this.
What?
Yeah.
What is this thing? Ask for a rifle. What is this?
Yeah, it kills aliens. Yeah, I bought it online, deep web.
That's certainly convenient for us. All right, here we go. Hey, will you be my spotter?
Oh my God, it'd be my honor. Let's go kill these motherfuckers.
Let's do this.
Where are they?
I don't know. I think they're coming. Looks like they might be coming from right over here.
Yeah. Looks like I see their fucking ship. Let's get them. They're not gonna get to that button, Jack.
Nope, they will not get to that button.
Is that one of them? Yeah. Black helmet, Carhartt khaki. He's walking right at you. Go ahead and pep. Yep. That's it, Jack Carr. That's it, Jack Carr. You killed that son of a bitch. Oh, there's another one. He looks the exact same, a little taller, a little bit more awkward. A little more awkward? Yeah, he's in the same spot though. Go ahead and get him. Go ahead. Yeah, there he is. Good hit, Jack Carr.
Two down.
2 dead aliens. Not on our watch. Oh, he came down backwards. This one's showing you his back. No respect. Kind of a disrespectful alien here as he drags his carcass around. Looks different. Oh, all three of them stacked up. Nice. Jack Carr slaying aliens.
Oh, there's one more. It's a big one.
He looks like an eater.
He is an eater.
Oh, man.
This must be their supreme commander. Look at the size. He's looking at you, Jack. He's coming at you, Jack. He's coming at us, Jack. Get his big ass, Jack. Boom, boom. This guy trying to take down our planet. Go the fuck out. That's it, Jack Carr. Go back to where you came from, you sack of shit!
Hey, good work, dude. Amazing. That was awesome. I mean, they were gonna fucking come in here. I mean, they just popped up and they just shot him right in the fucking head.
I don't know. Good thing we saw that newscast when we did.
Well, that's why they do the live alert. I don't know. Did we know that? That's still
I feel like that should have been disclosed when we bought this place.
the legit. Let's go in and talk to the boys.
Amazing. Let's do it.
What a life you live.
Man, I'm just glad you had this rifle and I had those binos. What are the odds of that? I mean,
I could see them.
good thing I carry those with me everywhere I go.
The big one at the end really ate some fucking pain.
Yeah, I feel like he stopped somewhere on the way in for a snack.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. What do you think, boys? Fucking Jack Carr's here. If that's not enough reason to buy his new book, I don't know what is. Fucker just saved the earth. And nobody would have known about it if it didn't just so happen to happen right here with all these cameras. Thank you, Jack Carr. Thank you, Jack Carr.
Thank you, Jack. Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
you, guys.
Three-time World Saver Jack Carr has done it again. We're all mind blown that a global attack always seemingly happens when Jack Carr comes to the Thunderdome. But boy, we're thankful he's always there to save us all. On that note, Jack Carr's new book, Cry Havoc, is available now. It's a Vietnam-era thriller and the 8th installment of the multiple-time New York Times best-selling series Terminal List. Hell yeah, Jack Carr. Hell yeah.
Why?
Let's go.
This show stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
McAfee on the line with a gorgeous assist.
The all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers,
You pink.
damn it! Be a friend, tell a friend something nice could change their life. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this Super Bowl season overreaction Monday, January 26, 2026, hour 3 of the program begins now. Football is the greatest. That's AJ Hawk. He's a champion at all levels of football.
Wow.
Even you go all the way back to Pee Wee football.
Yep.
That's right.
This guy had a bigger and thicker cranium than all the little kids, little lads that were running around on the Pee Wee football fields over there in Centerville, Ohio. He utilized his jaw and his forehead as a weapon and won at Pee Wee. He won at Super Pee Wee. He won at junior high, high school, college football national champion, and a Super Bowl champion. This brain, this skull, they win at football. Does any, we're at Super Bowl week now. Bring back any memories of you being a champion, AJ Hawk? Any championship mentality that kind of rekindles in your heart and in your mind as we look ahead to crowning the world's best here in just 13 days, like you were crowned once before, AJ?
Yeah, I was lucky enough to be a part of a Super Bowl and win it back in the day against the Steelers. But I guess when we do finally get the final two teams that are going to be squaring off in the Super Bowl, it makes me realize, damn, it's really tough, long road to get to the Super Bowl. These guys have done a lot, and things have gone the right way, and they've done all that you need to do. And now here you go. Let's see who can finally win it. But man, think about like how starting your off-season workouts and then to now, how much has happened and what you have to do and what has to go right for you. Yeah, just football's the best. We know that.
You mentioned beating the Steelers there. Obviously, we have to ask, Big Mike McCarthy is going to be the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers from Pittsburgh. Obviously has a lot of pride in Pittsburgh. Never changed the way he spoke. From your stories and others that were in Green Bay, I assume Dallas would say the same. He has a lot of Pittsburgh references and Pittsburgh memorabilia around his office and the way he's built. Has always felt a great sense of pride being a Yinzer. Your thoughts on him getting the head coaching job, and how do you think he goes about doing his business over there?
I think it's awesome. I know he was super, super excited about the possibility of becoming the Steelers head coach. I mean, it's something, didn't we joke about this last year, like a year or so ago? Like, hey, if for some reason Tom was out of there, like you could come be, you can be the next guy. Now that's actual reality now. The fact that he is the coach, I think it's awesome. And I think for people, if people are pissed, if they're not pissed, whatever, Steelers fans, like, I don't know, give the dude a chance. We don't really know. We never know. A lot of times a head coach gets hired, and a lot of people don't know who the hell the guy is. They don't know a whole lot about him. Well, we do know a decent amount about Mike McCarthy. We know he wins. He develops quarterbacks. So, let's give him a chance.
I'm excited to see how he does. Now, if you listen to the way Schefter was talking, basically they feel like they got a veteran culture, a veteran roster, so they don't need a full rebuild with a young guy that's going to talk to a younger generation with the X's and O's. So I'm intrigued to see how long this is for. Is it a 4 or 5 year deal? How many of the same players are going to be there? Are they going to retool, rebuild? I think there's a lot of things that still need to be figured out from my perspective as fan outside looking in on how we can judge what it's going to be. But ultimately, if he wins, he'll be loved. If he loses, he'll be booed out of the city again. Like, that's basically how it'll go for Mike McCarthy in Pittsburgh as a Yinzer, as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I agree with AJ when he said, maybe give him a chance. That was kind of my sentiment this weekend, was like, this organization has only hired 3 coaches in the last 50 years. Maybe we trust them on their decision-making as far as the coach is going. But to your point there, I think, and a lot of people have said this, it is hard to ask a first-time head coach to come into an organization with a lot of older players. Oh, and you don't have a quarterback. Like, when you're a young first-time coach, it's a lot easier when you have an established quarterback and you don't have to worry about that. So maybe in this situation, it's a better hire when you have someone who's running.
The fuck? Are you fighting to get these words out? Are you okay?
What do you mean?
Are you trying to sell yourself on this right now?
No, I'm just making sure I say the right thing, because earlier – I said that Mike Thamel was fired. He wasn't. He resigned or whatever. So I'm just making sure the words come out of my mouth.
Are you being attacked for that, I assume?
No.
Just you felt bad that it happened because he was not fired.
Correct.
And he stepped down. Now, granted, how do we get to that answer? Is certainly a part of it. But you heard Ryan Clark talk about it. Obviously, Ryan Clark, part of that Pittsburgh Steelers organization, winner for the Pittsburgh Steelers organization. He said, whenever Tomlin leaves, you get a lot of people very bummed out. They're talking about people crying in a meeting, people crying around the building. So you bring in Mike McCarthy. It's a fascinating move to bring in an older, already established coach in there as opposed to a new coach that might try to prove himself to the building. I think McCarthy being a Yinzer, he understands completely why and how Pittsburgh people are going to react to his hiring. All he's worrying about now is winning ball games, and that's going to be his message to the locker room, right, AJ?
For sure. I mean, so like you talk about not knowing a coach. When I got to Green Bay, I got drafted in Green Bay. It was Mike. He got hired a month or two before that. So not a whole lot of people knew who Mike McCarthy was. And I think I knew from the very first team meeting, like, this guy's a dude. Like, he has a presence about him. And then from probably within 15 minutes of meeting him and hearing him speak, I was like, this dude loves Pittsburgh as well. He has referenced it 9 times in his team meeting. So, and that continued throughout my 9 years in Green Bay. So yeah, dude loves Pittsburgh, loves ball. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what all I'm allowed to talk about from my conversation with Coach McCarthy immediately after he finds out he's getting the gig or whatever, but he's chasing holding that Lombardi 7 for Pittsburgh. That is, his Christmas wish was that his mom and his family could experience a Pittsburgh Steelers Super Bowl because it took him back to the glory days whenever he was growing up. It was like his actual wish was to see his family and his friends back in Pittsburgh see the Steelers win again. And so much so that I think he's like, all right, I got to go do this for him. I got to go. I would like to be the person that does that. That's an incredible story if it ends up coming true. If it ends up coming true, it's a phenomenal story. If it doesn't work out, though, the Yinzers are going to do it. I mean, they've already been doing it. They're expecting it not to work already. And I think I have faith in McCarthy because we know him. But winning in the NFL is hard, man. It is very hard, even though they're already the AFC North champs still.
Yeah, very hard. But also, as much as the Lombardi is a massive deal, and that is, of course, what you are trying to do. Like Pittsburgh, Tony, and you can let me know if I'm wrong, but like you guys are just looking for wins in the playoffs. Even like even if he goes and they win, a wild card game year 1 or 2, and then a divisional, and then you make a conference title, like even that is a victory. And when you think about Dallas before Big Mike got there, it's kind of similar. Like Dallas was just kind of stagnant with Jason Garrett, the clapper. They weren't, terrible, but they also weren't great. I don't think they made the playoffs in Garrett's last couple of years, so definitely different there because the Steelers have. But like he is kind of used to taking a team that isn't too different than what he is, going to do, and then just making them better and winning 12 games.
Green Bay, Dallas, Pittsburgh. 3 legendary cities, Ty Schmidt, to coach.
Arguably the 3. I mean, maybe the 49ers when you talk about the totality of the NFL, but that's arguably the 3 most famous franchises from the inception of the NFL. Obviously, the Patriots come along and do what they do, but that's the other thing is like he understands the expectations. Yeah, the people in Pittsburgh maybe go about it a little bit differently in how they would voice their frustrations, but like he understood the stakes when he took the Packers job. Like Brett Favre had already won 3 MVPs when he got there. It's like, hey, you need to go win Super Bowls with this guy. And then obviously Rodgers, and then Cowboys, same deal. It's like we all know what happens if you don't win with the Cowboys. The expectation is that they win a Super Bowl every single year. So yeah, this Steelers team, like the roster might be a little bit different and they might not be in the same spot, but like he is fully aware of what happens when you take a job like this with a franchise like this and if things don't go well.
The one thing that the Yinzers were happy to hear is that he's intrigued and high on Will Howard. So, because everyone wants listen, I love Will Howard. We saw him firsthand. We thought he was really, really good in the playoffs. He's a 6th-round draft pick, so a lot of those times those guys don't get shots. But the Yinzer fan base, the Steelers fan base, has wanted to see him get a shot.
A 5th-round pick just made a Pro Bowl.
Yeah,
exactly. You're right, exactly.
Bang.
So Stefanski got fired for having a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, how's that work? Guy basically
had a rookie get to the Pro Bowl as a quarterback.
5th rounder. This is kind of like the Browns' MO. They win a playoff game, get the quarterback out of here. Coach gets a 5th-round rookie quarterback to the Pro Bowl, get him out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, reverse the curse, perhaps. Because the first time it kind of...
Oh, so this is like a...
Yeah, double hijinks.
Like a get back.
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
Like the sacrifice. The Baker started a curse, and this would be a sacrifice to make that right.
Do we think the Lions did their sacrifice in that with that tub of whiskey?
Bobby Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think trading Matthew Stafford, which he asked for, helped all the good mojo in that building.
Which he asked for. You hear him drop that.
Just need to make that clear.
That's why he wanted to leave. We didn't want it a certain amount of time.
Now that we know what we know about Matthew Stafford at the Rams, think about how bad the Lions were for 12 years that they couldn't win with that guy. They were cursed.
And Calvin Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, Barry wouldn't go all the way back.
You
guys ever won a Super Bowl?
Yeah, we'll win one eventually.
You think?
Yeah, we will.
Oh.
How many teams have not won a Super Bowl?
So I don't know that, but I know there are only 4 teams that have never made a Super Bowl, and I know the Lions are one of those.
Vikings?
Never made a Super Bowl?
Haven't won
Yes.
one either.
Schefter reminded me that this weekend in one of his tweets.
Okay, so you guys just haven't even had the opportunity to have this 13-day period of everybody celebrating your team, talking about your city.
That's correct.
In your entire franchise's history?
Yeah, that's correct. So we've won a bunch of championships, and then when they went to the Super Bowl era, they've stunk ever since
Yeah,
then.
don't say championship.
So it sounds like the Red Wings a little bit?
No. Hockey Town's fine. Pistons, they've won as well. Tigers, they haven't won a World Series for a while, but they've been there twice in my lifetime. So the Lions, yeah, we stink.
Never made it to the Super Bowl?
No, and
24-7.
That's why you go back 2 years ago when it's the NFC Championship.
They had
and we're kicking ass in the first half. I believe it was 24-3, and then we had the worst third quarter collapse in the history of the sport. That was a bummer. That was definitely a bummer.
Yeah, because it was right there.
You had it.
And then last year we go 15-2. We'll probably never go 15-2 in the franchise's history ever again.
Whoa!
And we have all of those injuries. We get the bye week, by the way, and then we lose to the Commanders. And then this year we don't make the playoffs. So yeah, it's definitely a bummer, and it just shows how fucking difficult it is to make it to that goddamn Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, they had like 90 active players last year.
Listen to this guy. Listen to this
90.
guy. Connor, back for another dynasty run.
Yeah,
there was a time for 20 years where it was every other year they were in the Super Bowl, and then every other year they were winning the Super Bowl. It's like what the Patriots accomplished for 20 years. This guy's life, parades, he's going to them. He has hope for these 13 days, basically his entire life.
Yeah.
They fall off the face of the earth. They're back already. Never one time. And then Connor's like, these guys,
check this guy out. Yeah, I mean, that's why I said it's not fair. That's what I said right away. It isn't fair. What I get is not fair. I wish I could. Actually, I don't wish I could split it because I want it. But I wish you guys could just feel it. I wish that there was a junior league, and maybe that's what the Lions should do. They should stop
like
playing.
An NIT.
They should stop playing in the NFL, and they should say, hey, guess what, guys? We're doing this other tournament. It's for the teams that are shit and that have never
XUFL.
Yeah, sure. XUFL.
XNF.
Maybe
XNFXFL.
NFFL, maybe the National Fun Football League, where it's all about fun and ribbons and holding hands. And the Lions can do that, and then maybe they can win.
Jeez, this is what comes with it. Hey, Foxy, you've never got a chance to experience what he is doing right now.
Watch your mouth, Connor, first and foremost. But this is why all those years I said 10-6 in a playoff win, because I'd never seen a playoff win. I didn't even know what that was like. And then 2 years ago, they won 2 playoff games. In my entire life, they have won 2 playoff games. I don't even think Connor can count how many playoff games he's won in his lifetime.
40! Not in my lifetime, but we actually just became the first NFL franchise in the history of the NFL.
Fun fact, what you just brought up right there.
Yeah, to reach 40 wins. We have officially won 40. I think that was my 37th.
This little fun bonus game thing we call the playoffs, yeah, we've won the most in the history with 40. There's actually been 12 teams that have never won a Super Bowl. Bills, Vikings, Bengals, Falcons, Panthers, Cardinals, Titans, Chargers, Browns, Lions, Jaguars, and Texans. Now, Lions haven't even made it to the Super Bowl, one of only 4 teams. But boy, the AFC South there, Tennessee Titans, Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans. Colts haven't won a division in 11 years, 12 years.
They got one of them bowls, though.
We do, but I'll tell you what, 12 teams not being able to enjoy this ever.
Oh, that's tough.
And then these guys.
Dude, I mean.
And the Seahawks being back, too. Let's talk about that. I mean, the Legion of Boom had a little run there where we were seeing them in a big one a lot.
Yeah.
Too. Them being back is crazy. And there's just some franchises, I guess, that will never get to experience it, AJ?
Ever.
What's that all about?
I mean, imagine being an owner. Imagine being like an owner for 20, 30, 40 years and not ever getting there.
No wonder the Pagulas, no wonder Terry Pagula goes up there and he's like, the fuck do you want me to do here? Trying to get to the big one. I can't get to the big one with the guy. I got to make some change, right? Now we're holding
This is
on.
my golf partner here.
Yeah.
This guy's good, Brandon Bean.
I like this. Listen to him talk. He's got a cool accent. Sean McDermott, he's got nothing. And I don't get his pregame speeches. Nobody does.
That's like Mara when he came out a couple years ago. I'm sick of telling my friends why we lose all the time.
Yep.
Those 12 teams got to go to those owners' meetings. How's it going up here? We vote, but does our vote even matter?
Yeah.
Do you think they sit at their own table?
Like a no.
Like a kid's table?
Oh, my
I hope
God.
not. Like a kid table that has never got there, I hope.
Oh, just go ahead, please. Please.
Plates only, no bowls.
And then, and it's not Sheila Ford Hamp's fault, obviously.
No.
Potentially. Plastic. She and 3 others are at a different table.
Oh, yeah. That's even worse.
And Kraft is just walking around, no pants. Dick out.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up, everybody?
Shirt cocking it.
You also
What's
can't
up?
do that
What's
because
up?
then,
What's up?
you got Mark Davis who's sitting at the big boy table in a booster seat, in a high chair pretty much. Like
Because of what happened in the past.
because of his dad. And
But that's a lucky.
that's the way it works, baby.
Club.
I saw him scouting his future quarterback. He was doubting.
You did. And he did say just win, baby, to someone.
To Bruce.
Yeah, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce.
It was awesome.
What'd you say, Bruce?
I said, go Raiders. And he just immediately, without skipping a beat, just win, baby. It was perfect.
Did you fist bump or anything or just keep walking?
Just that. Just win, baby.
Did he look at you or just say it while looking straight?
He maybe turned a little bit and just win, baby. And then just kept going to go watch Fernando.
Man, you could have got a fist bump right there. I think you could have stolen.
For
And
sure.
you might have grabbed your hand too, like
turkey!
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, my God, what a moment.
A dream.
All right, next time, let's remember that.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
That's how we see it.
Remember, you got a fist bump.
Gotta
Mark
get a
Davis.
fist bump, yeah. All right, speaking of let's get to the thoughts around X. This morning, normally it's an overreaction Monday, but feels like the overreactions have kind of simmered down because not as many teams are active in the NFL season. So we wanted to celebrate the Super Bowl season. So I put out a tweet that basically said, hey, use hashtag PMS Super Bowl season and let us know your thoughts on the Super Bowl being 13 days away. Just one game left, AJ. We're already here.
We're here. I guess we need to enjoy it, right?
Yes, we do.
Time leading up. I mean, obviously, we're going to enjoy Connor's time leading up to this game, but yeah, we all need to enjoy it as well.
Yeah, Connor's going to have a good time.
Man.
Going to have a good time these next 13 days. Let's get to a couple that Ty Schmidt picked that need to be read. First one here from Braden at BHoward11. Patriots went on historically the hardest playoff run in terms of defenses played and are still being dotted. We got the MVP, the Coach of the Year, and the Assistant Coach of the Year. Keep the dots coming. Pats by a million. The Pats are back. Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. There's no doubt about that, Braden. Congratulations. And we're all pumped for you. Ain't that right, Connor?
Yeah, we are. But look, this is the last fun season, quote unquote. Expectations going forward. We talk about this all the time. You win football games, expectations change. This year it was, hey, let's get better. Granted, our getting better is going all the way to the bowl.
Good, better, best.
And we're good right now. Going forward, we'll get better. I cannot wait for these next 13 days, and it really is a miracle that the MVP, this guy who's at the helm, is only 23 freaking years old, man.
Congrats to you and to Braden. Let's get to Todd Villarreal. Mr. Villarreal, 32. Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. What a shitty Super Bowl this is going to be. Sorry, Connor, but your Patriots don't stand a chance against the Seahawks. The Patriots walked the yellow brick road to the Super Bowl and are going to get blown out. Seahawks by 30. Hope the commercials are good. That's a good call there by Todd. I forgot about that. Ty, how many people were saying this about the Super Bowl, that it was going to be a blowout? I did not expect that.
A decent amount. I think a lot of Seahawks fans, pretty much. They watched the AFC Championship, saw 10-7, maybe not the most explosive offense, and then they saw Sam Darnold, throwing for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns and thought, why are we even playing this game? We're going to beat the shit out of this team. So in terms of confidence, it seems like Seattle fans and Seahawks fans, and really kind of just everyone who doesn't want to see the Patriots win, they're kind of on that side of the coin.
And the commercials being good, I forgot about those being a thing. There is one commercial for the last few weeks that has been tough. I don't know if it's won over anybody, but I do appreciate that they continue to run it.
The food one?
All right, let's move along to the next one. Let's go to Zane Leslie here at Zane Leslie 2. Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. It's time to bench the narrative surrounding Darnold in big games. Hell yeah, that conversation is over. Sammy D slammed that door shut last night. Seahawks taking their revenge now 11 years in the making thanks to Darnold. Contract looking better and better every day. They're not paying Darnold a lot of money, AJ. They got him on a great deal. Going forward, I guess Sam Darnold could say, I want a little bit more cash, Shola, for what has happened here, but congrats to him taking a shot on the Seattle Seahawks and them in return doing the same, especially how the Vikings tenure ended, AJ.
Yeah, and they win this game. They get to the Super Bowl not like in spite of Sam Darnold. They win because of Sam Darnold. He's a huge reason why they're getting it. That's why it's, yeah, I mean, it has to, for him, yeah, he's not satisfied, but he has to be a little bit relieved that he played so well. The team, he does this at home and beats a great Rams defense and just, goes head-to-head against Matthew Stafford and finds a way. And the biggest game of his life leading up until the Super Bowl, that will be the next, that will be the biggest once he plays in that. But imagine if he comes out on fire and completes a deep ball like early in the Super Bowl as well. Like how this Seattle fan base is going to go crazy.
I think he will. I have a lot of faith in old Sam Darnold. I think he's balling. I also think Jackson Smith and Jigba is incredible at football. I think their offense is fun, and I think they got a great running game. And I love what's around them. Now, on that note, the entire culture seems to be in a great spot as well. Let's go to the next overreaction. It's from Jello Christ, at Jello_Christ, or Chris, depending upon how it's pronunciated there by Mr. Jello with a great mustache. Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. Erect the statue of Mike McDonald in the middle of Pike's Place Market. His hire will go down as one of the best in Seahawks history. His Seahawks defense is going to make Drake May feel like my mother after her second divorce. Hopeless. Go Hawks. Hope your mom finds some hope. Obviously, that's a tough run. Pike's Place where they throw to fish. It does feel like if he's able to turn this thing around this quickly for Seattle, they can't help but fall in love with this guy. He's special. He is a football computer, I think, AJ. And the boys obviously believe in what he's pitching.
Yeah, he is. And I think it's good to see we got two defensive-minded coaches in the Super Bowl. That's something that, I think those guys have almost been devalued over the last few years. So here we go. We got two defensive guys.
There's a stat on that because two defensive head coaches. Remember, normally offensive coordinator, offensive-type wizards are in the spotlight during these coaching hiring cycles. Two defensive coaches in the current Super Bowl, and that is...
It was the last time since Patriots Falcons when Dan Quinn was with Atlanta where both coaches were defensive. I thought there was another one Bruce might have had, but I know that was the one we went back to.
Yep, a defensive head coach has not won the Super Bowl since 2018 when Bill Belichick beat Sean McVay. That 2016 was the last time that both teams had defensive head coaches.
All of the coaching cycle hiring became offensive guru. Feels like we're getting some tough culture football back. And, last year with the Philadelphia Eagles, obviously we saw a run game and we saw defense kind of take the way and carry the load for that particular team. Now you're starting to see a little bit more tough football. Now not only Sirianni is in this thing, now you got two alphas in there leading the squad. McDonald still calls the defense, though, so I don't know if play caller, non-play caller conversation still exists strictly because he's not on the offensive side, but he leads that defense. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, now that we're saying this as well, is 2018 the last time one of the head coaches was a defensive head coach in the Super Bowl? Because it was basically after that, every single year, it was Mahomes and Andy Reid in the AFC or Zach Taylor with Burrow. And then it was, Brady, McVay, or Bruce Arians, but same. McVay, Sirianni, Shanahan, I don't know if there's been a defensive head coach since Belichick.
The boys are back. Congrats to them doing that for that side of the ball. Congrats to you guys, AJ. Congrats to the defense.
Yeah.
Hey. Congrats to the defense.
You couple a solid offense with a great defense, you got a chance to win it all. And you have great offense and great defense. Good luck. That's the Super Bowl we're going to watch.
That's what we're looking for. And normally only a few teams have it. This year, a lot more good defense. Feels like we're coming around to some big old good D across the board the next couple of years. Ain't that right, AJ?
That's right. I can't wait for Darius to break it down for us.
What do you mean? Which segment?
Whenever he does the good D, bad D segment. I know right now he's not going to do that today. I assume that he's snowed in. And did Florida get any snow where he's at? No, he's South Florida. But I heard the Panhandle got snow.
He was snowed out, actually. So flights in the Midwest where all the snow is, obviously, it's going to be tough for people to travel in and out. There's been delays, cancellations, movement, everything like that. D-Buck got canceled last night, canceled this morning, canceled again. So he's actually snowed out of Indianapolis. I believe he's en route, but safe travels to everybody out there. The storm has obviously affected a lot.
I saw there was definitely a line of demarcation. I think Baton Rouge was 25 degrees, and then New Orleans was 70. So there was definitely a line where it was hey,
cold front,
normal, and then shite.
Hey, we saw they took the hurricane plans out there, and they actually got the systems aligned. And then I think moved north a little bit.
Drop those planes.
A lot of ice down there.
I'm talking to Jim Cantor about what's going to be on the ground. And I just get out of my car and just go. That was a bad idea. We had weather people on the show. That's how bad the weather was going to be. We wouldn't have the weather people on if it wasn't so bad. So I should have just been paying attention. So one thing leads to another. She wants a cake pop. I'm getting out there.
They lied about Denver. Okay. Well, I mean, they did not tell us.
Fight said precip, but the wind.
Cantor did say there might be some second half snow.
Yes, but not precip like that. Might be some second half snow versus, hey, it's going to be blowing buckets
That's mile high, baby.
Hey, on that note about the AFC Championship and the offensive performances there, great defenses obviously across the board everywhere, but certainly in that AFC Championship game as well. This is like when Texas A&M played Miami down there, and the wind was 30 miles an hour. People that weren't there couldn't feel the wind.
Yes.
You can't play football in this. It almost feels like yesterday, especially whenever that shit was going sideways, that feels like a tough environment to play football in. Not that it was great before the snow was coming, which was later in the game. I'm just saying I don't think we should necessarily be judging everything that happened late in that game because I think it would have been tough to play football regardless with the weather.
Yeah, and clearly the Patriots changed everything they were doing on offense. I think they threw the ball maybe twice from the start of the snow till the end of the game, one of them being a flea flicker. And I think a lot of people's lives flashed before them when they did that. But you could tell that they were just, all right, we're going to hold on to the ball, run it, and just hope Jared Stidham doesn't drive down the football field, which he didn't.
All right, the Patriots are back. Here's from @Boston Sports Ball.
Oh, hell yeah.
Boston Sports Guy. #PMS Super Bowl season. After years of agony, the New England Patriots are back in the Super Bowl. Mike Vrabel walked in, built a team, built a culture, and did it in 1 year to show the entire NFL that it can be done quickly. Patriots reign supreme over the AFC again. We're back with a dab down there from Vrabes. You guys are back, okay? You are back in. Expectations are going to be crazy. I think J.J. Watt talked about how Cignetti has only been in Indiana for a couple years. McDonald's only been in Seattle for 2 years. Vrabel's only been there for 1 year. Expectations of quick turnarounds are certainly going to only increase with this massive success that everybody's having. Vrabel in year one, outrageous, AJ, up there in New England.
Yeah, it's absolutely outrageous what he's able to do. We've documented on the show today, like how tough it is to get to the Super Bowl, especially your first year in the building as the head coach. But is this going to cause other owners here in the near future to fire guys even quicker than we have in the past?
I'm not sure. We got a lot of consistency over here in Indianapolis. Okay, we like our guys.
10 years.
Right.
We like our guys.
Right.
You should.
It's hard, though, to keep the faith after years and years and years of not having success, and then you watch another place build it twice within the time in which you haven't had it. That's difficult, especially when New England was like the clear-cut kings of the NFL for a long time, like clear-cut. Conspiracies being made about them, actual rules being exposed, different gates. The entire world hated them. I mean, it was like clear-cut. The New England Patriots are the king of the NFL. Like, that was a long time. Everybody knew that. That's why everybody hated them, because people throw rocks at things that shine. Taylor Swift said that. Chiefs were starting a little bit, but literally the Patriots were known as that. So to watch them get back to potentially being that again after having to rebuild and lose everything.
Yeah.
Lose everything.
All of it.
And then you watch them build it back, it's like, what the fuck is my team doing?
Mm-hmm.
I assume the Lions and the three other teams that have never made it to the Super Bowl are certainly questioning that on a regular basis.
I'm starting to think, does any of it matter? Because the Lions aren't going to get there and the Patriots are just going to get back there anyway. So does it matter?
Well, when you talk about mattering, it's like, and the NFL knows the script. Anyway, what, September?
Yeah.
They put that graphic
You're
up?
right.
Yeah, week one.
It's all scripted.
Did you see that, Age? Oh, isn't that fucking convenient?
Yeah. And so we're always going to have this, right? I mean, with the internet, we're always going to have
Zoom in, please. Can we
I
zoom?
wish I could. I realized that was a big shitty on me right there.
Oh, okay. So
Sorry.
Foxy immediately upon putting it on screen realizes that there's no way for us to zoom in. Just now, up in the front there,
Who's there?
Drake and Darnold.
Oh, is that right?
Up in the front. Yeah, first two, basically, if you were to count it in a certain line formation. That was in September, so. Okay, and then Saquon Barkley and the Eagles obviously have the year they have. Oh, man.
Who's controlling all this?
You tell me, Age. You're probably in on it.
I'm asking.
Number 5 overall pick in the past. Super Bowl champion. Certainly benefited you, hasn't it? Whoever's controlling this whole thing.
Hasn't it?
This goes way above me.
Did Vrabel with a hat on throw anyone else off? Didn't even look like him, in my opinion.
That's like Prison Mike from The Office. Like when he puts a hat on, he just turns into more of like a jovial guy. Like if he's not in a good mood or getting a trophy, don't even try to put a hat on that head. It is too big.
Did you see his back pocket?
Yeah.
Was there a circle?
Maybe the most defined one you've ever seen.
Like it looked like a pint.
His head is.
He does. That does.
He's got an Ohio head there, just a gigantic cranium. Not supposed to have hats on. It's a flat bill, nonetheless. But right there across the top, it says champions.
Yes, it does.
Has he been clean shaven all year too?
No, he had the Movember run where we went 5-0
that's
undefeated with the stash. But clearly, this yesterday morning, he took a clean razor. to it.
Their home's Gillette Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume he's got a clean
The best
face.
razor.
I assume he's got a clean face if he's up there.
Yeah.
A lot of clean faces up in New England.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of clean faces.
A lot of young faces, clean, just beautiful, really. Just beautiful man faces. I mean,
Just championship quality.
Yeah, look, that just it is what it is.
Let's get to that next one, please. This is from Evan Trzazis.
Yep.
At Trzazis14, his favorite number. I remember when they said the Broncos O-line was so good it would allow Stiddy to thrive. Why don't we give the Patriots defense credit for causing absolute chaos on opposing QBs? Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. I think we have now. We're going to have to for the next 2 weeks. Let's get to the next one, shall we? Shout out to Evan. If this is all Derek Miller here, hashtag PMS Super Bowl season, beating the Rams is always going to be harder than winning a Super Bowl. Hawks by 1,000,000. Jeez Louise, the NFC was favored in any matchup that the Super Bowl generated with the Denver Broncos or the Patriots heading to the Super Bowl. The NFC was the favorite regardless. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people thinking the Seahawks are just going to handle the New England Patriots. And with the way it started yesterday with Stiddy, I thought maybe the Patriots had finally run into the day in which they won't be in a game, in which they won't be able to make it ugly, in which they won't be able to keep up. And then all of a sudden, those clamps came done from that defense. And the weather then starts to change. Everything starts happening. It's like, oh, no, yeah, maybe they did a little something in that first series that they weren't expecting, and maybe they didn't know he was going to be able to do this, and maybe they made it too easy for Stiddy at the beginning. Then they just dialed it up. And then all of a sudden, we got guys putting the ball backwards while trying to throw it forward because they're getting tackled backwards so much. So, that's Patriot football, basically. And then Drake Maye just runs it in. It's like they're just like a boa constrictor. It's just always applying pressure. It's just tightening up. And I thought Stiddy City was coming. I thought for real. I thought he was the mayor. I was like, holy shit, this guy's going to get paid $40 million a year going forward as a starter somewhere, maybe earn his way. And then as the Patriots D locked down, obviously kicking was difficult for both teams. And then Drake Maye and the New England Patriots offense is able to get enough done and not turn the rock over and have explosives whenever you need it. It's like, that's Patriots football in a nutshell. And they're all the way back. They're all the way back.
All the way back. And it's not
blocking, kicks. I mean, everything.
Yeah, everything going the way that they needed it. And again, it's his first year, dude. Like, it's Mike Vrabel's first year and Drake Maye's second year. Like, this really is something everyone needs to stare down the tube for a long time.
Now, they missed a couple kicks, which might have led to a couple decisions that were made earlier. Here's the last Super Bowl season thought from Jake at JDog. He's out of Texas, number 4. Hashtag PMS Super Bowl season. This is a bit of advice for both teams that get to play one more time for this season. If you're in field goal range and you got a 4th and short, don't matter. Take the fucking points. Sean Payton's certainly going to be thinking about that all offseason. He's not the only one. There's a lot of games that were decided by a mismanagement of a situation. And obviously, if you pick that up there, you're a superhero. You're the smartest person on earth. You miss it, you're the dumbest person on earth. That's always going to be ball. That's always going to be the beauty of hindsight. But on that note, he should have known that it was probably going to be a cagey affair with both those defenses. Will Lutz, veteran kicker. I know he got one blocked and he missed another one yesterday. But you think he probably knocks those through 10-7 early. Wait a minute. Does everything change? We'll never know. What we do know is we'll be back tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
You guys are the greatest on earth. AJ, you're the man, buddy. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Hell of a play by the Patriots D on that 4th and 1. Obviously, you can question kicking or not, which I would have loved to kick it if I was the Broncos. But, man, Patriots D stepped up huge when needed.
Yeah, and they brought it there, huh?
Look at that. Yeah, no chance. Nobody didn't matter. Like, the Broncos had no chance. Like, sorry, pal. We got you.
That guy right there, too, who makes the pass breakup, Craig Woodson, rookie, he has been so good all year. He's the reason Kyle Duggar and Jabril Peppers aren't New England Patriots anymore. Rookie out of Cal, he doesn't get as many headlines as the defense just hasn't in general, but he is someone who will be very good for a long time.
Such good defense. And then obviously the Seahawks defense, outrageous. Sam Darnold, balling. Drake Maye, second year, 23-year-old in the Super Bowl. So many storylines. We're going to talk about them for the next 2 weeks.
Yes. So awesome.
You gotta get a Vrabes tattoo on the other tricep. No.
I think we might be able to cover this one up. We'll see. Let's go get one. Let's go get one done, huh? Let's not celebrate too soon. Start thinking about tattoos.
You're covering up 6 Super Bowls?
No,
cover that up.
Just joking.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice might change your life. We're in this thing together. Be safe out there with the weather. And let's remember, we're in this thing together.
Yeah.
I don't like us battling each other. It's not good. Sports will bring us together.
Hell yeah.
And we're thankful for that. All right, team on me, team on 3. 1, 2, 3, team. Goodbye.